All right, let's fucking do it. Go! Greatest show. I'm your host. It's me, Adustio. Love you guys. Thank you for joining me. I don't know how I keep doing it. Show after show. It's only been 2 days since my last show. And I already have a hell of another show for you guys. Gonna be another long winter night. Overtime. Count on it. I promise. How the fuck's everybody doing? Appreciate you guys for joining me. I got my internet fixed. Yay! I bought a new modem and it turns out it was just a fucking modem. I replaced the modem, and it's fixed now, so we'll see. Famous last words. They'll probably go out immediately just to punish me. I've tested the gods, but I think it's going to be much better than last time, so hell yeah. And we have a new emoji card. You guys know when to use it. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you'll know when to use it. It'll be right here at the beginning, so let's go ahead and get it started, folks. Open your hymnals to page number 1. You know what time it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. For religious bullshit. What time is it? It's time for religious bullshit. As we do on religious bullshit, let's count the pedos. So this is since Tuesday, folks. And I'm not even looking for these. Brooklyn priest sentenced to 5 years for child porn. On February 16, 2020, Hughes communicated by text message with a 15-year-old boy. During the course of the text communications, among other things, minor one sent Hughes 3 images of minor's penis. Upon receiving one of the images, Hughes responded, among other things, "Yum! I will suck you so much, make you come." Yikes! So, yeah. More pervert pedo priest. Texas Baptist pastor arrested on child sex charges. Yep. Apparently, among other things, he fingered a 16-year-old girl. Amazing. This is where you do it. Not a drag queen. Once again, amazing. Seems like it's almost never a drag queen. Curious about that, Christians and conservatives. Seems like you might want to check into your religion a little bit. Christian camp counselor gets 7 years for child sex. The charge was reduced from a charge of first-degree sexual assault of a child under the age of 13 to just normal, sexual assault of a child under the age of 12 or whatever. So cool. Exactly the people you most expect. Idaho Baptist youth pastor Dakota Kinnemer has been arrested for grooming and sexually assaulting a 16-year-old girl in his church and Christian school. Yeah, where's your neck, motherfucker? Am I gonna need a neck for prison? Creepy. You're all so creepy. Do not take your kids to church. What's wrong with you guys? Seems like a bad idea. And then there's this one, folks. Can't make this shit up. Cops, priest anointed man's genitalia with holy oil. Okay, I'll allow it. I gotta hear about this story. Greek police have arrested an Orthodox priest on the island of Rhodes for allegedly molesting a male tourist by anointing his genitals with holy oil, like you do. The holiday maker encountered the priest, 49, when he visited a monastery on the island with his girlfriend earlier this week. The priest invited him into a small reception room in the monastery in order to give him a special gift. Oh my, if only there were some signs, this was going to go horribly wrong. The cleric then asked the tourist to pull down his trousers and underpants so that he could anoint him, and he did it. What's wrong with you? The fuck? A little bit, it's on you, okay? When a priest invites you back to a small room to give you a special gift and ask you to drop trowel and then you fucking do it. A little bit on you, just a little bit. Goes on to say, he then allegedly massaged the oil onto the man's private parts. The tourist was reportedly confused. Yeah, I bet. I'm confused. I got a whole lot of confusion about all of this. And embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. Not knowing if the ritual might have some legitimacy. Yeah, I know. I'm curious. Maybe it was all legit. Invited me back to the small room, pulling up my pants and rubbing oil on my dick. Could have been totally legit. Maybe they did it in the olden times, you know. Maybe that's what Jesus did to his disciples. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this guy's religion or nothing. But on reflection, after leaving the monastery, he contacted the local police. Yeah, that's a good move. Apparently, he was worried about being rude. Yeah, because you would hate to be rude to the guy sexually fucking assaulting you. If ever there's a time to be rude, it'd be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't pull down my pants and rub oil into my penis, priest. Gotta put my foot down right now. But nope, just go along with it, Christians, idiots. They fucking do anything. It's so easy to con them. These are adults. So you can imagine how easy it is for these guys to molest your children when you just take your children and give them to these people over and over and over again. Over one every single day being arrested now. Where you at, Proud Boys? Where you at, any fucking body? Nowhere, crickets, because you don't actually care. It's all bullshit. And the same people want to bitch about grooming. How the fuck is this not grooming? Child abuse. Look at these fucking poor kids. They teach them that they're broken and wrong and deserving of being tortured forever, and the only thing that can save them is bowing down, worshiping this monster, begging him not to torture them as they chant gibberish. Okay, groomers. Meanwhile, right-wing pastor Lucas Miles is complaining that critical race theory robs Christians of the opportunity to suffer for Christ. Oh, goody. Way to sell your religion. That's the real problem. We're not suffering for Christ enough. Can't have anything rob us of our fucking suffering.
When you look at critical race theory,
death cult, folks. These people are so goddamn weird.
When you look at critical race theory, one of the things it does, I think from a Christian standpoint that we have to really understand, is it robs the believer of the opportunity to suffer for Christ.
I mean, good. If that were true, it's not. It has nothing to do with that at all. But if it were true, that sounds like a good thing.
If you are promoting critical race theory, what you're saying is that all suffering or all injustice in society, all persecution in society is as a result of skin color, socioeconomic status.
No, they're not saying that. They're saying a lot of it, a whole fucking lot of it, but not all of it. Some suffering is caused by a lot of other things. Man's inhumanity to man, lack of empathy, disease, sickness, pain, shit like that. So right away, straw man.
Country of origin, amount of, melanin in your skin or something like that. That what this does is it robs from the believer, especially the believer that is a person of color, if we're going to use these kind of arbitrary definitions, which I don't really think have a whole lot of meaning anyways.
Definitely would hate to rob people of color of their suffering. Don't take that from them, folks. Let them have their suffering.
From a faith standpoint. But if we're going to take on this nomenclature, I think that it's very important to recognize that this robs God of something that we're called to give him, and that is obedience in the face of suffering and persecution when we suffer for his name's sake. This side of eternity, the only thing that I can give the Lord that I can't give him in eternity is suffering for the sake of Christ. Okay, cool. Suffering for the gospel. Nice. Critical race theory robs this because now the suffering is all about me. It's about my skin color. It's about my sexuality, my country of origin, my immigration status, my socioeconomic status. And this takes from God the glory that could be given to him.
That's right. God is supposed to be the only source of your suffering. By calling out pains that you're having in other areas of your life, you're robbing God of his birthright, making you fucking pay, motherfuckers.
The face of suffering for the name of Christ and the name of Christ alone.
That's right. You can only suffer in your religion. Of course, this is just one more way for them to play the victim. always got to be about their religion, about religious suffering. But no, there's lots of other kinds, you fucking creepy weirdos. And speaking of fucking creepy weirdos, watch to the end.
First of all, everyone say, I will travail. Okay, you just agreed that you're accepting what God bursts in your belly. So
all right, you tricked us. So travail means basically go through hardships, suffer. So she's like, everybody say, I will fucking suffer. You did it. I tricked you into agreeing to suffering. It's always about suffering with these fucking weirdos.
Father, I thank you for each one here that you put the seed in the belly and you're going to bring it to fruition, Lord. The whole baby will be born. And Father, at the birthplace of the baby, the agreement has already happened in advance. And Father, I thank you for each person that there'll be an oikos, a people group around them who will love them, who will encourage them, who will pray for them, and who will assist them in the call that you put in their heart. In Jesus' name. There's the impartation right now. Receive it.
Uh-oh. When the guy blow it, receive it, everybody.
Hallelujah.
Look how many people are there in that goddamn circus tent. Amazing how many people this attracts. Well, at least it couldn't possibly get any weirder.
Oh, there's so many things you don't know about that the Lord showed me. We are back to back, and we are breast to breast, and we are going to do it as one. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. But it was too much for you to bear, so he didn't tell you yet. Hallelujah.
I'm gonna get you and your little dog too.
Yeah.
Good God, what is wrong? How do anybody follow these people? Depressing. And then, isn't lying one of the 10 commandments? You would think you'd be against that, but nope, it's pretty much your whole job when you're a televangelist. So here they are, just outright fucking bold-faced lying. Can't get any bigger of a lie than this. He's going to quote Thomas Jefferson, but he's going to quote a fake quote on purpose in order to make some kind of point against, I guess, the left or whatever. Sad part is nobody in his audience is ever going to know he lied to them because they're not smart enough to question what they've been told or look it up or research it anyway.
Look at what Thomas Jefferson said. He laid it out there. This was in his Danbury, to the Danbury Baptist, his address to the Danbury Baptist. He said, the First Amendment has created a wall, a separation between church and state.
Okay, he did say that. That part he did say. And now all the rest of this quote is 100% made up. I'm going to show you what he actually said. Nothing even close to this. But they're taking part of the truth and then they're going to lie about the fucking rest of it to own the libs.
But that wall is one directional. It keeps the government from running the church. And it makes sure that Christian principles will always stay in government. Take that and choke.
Yeah! Take that and fucking choke, motherfuckers. Take that giant lie I just made up. I just bullshitted the fuck out of you. Take it, motherfuckers. And they will. They take it, folks. Here's what he actually said. I contemplate with solemn reverence that the act of the whole American people would declare that their legislators should make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise therefore, thus building a wall of separation of church and state. Adhering to this expression of the supreme will of the nation in behalf of the rights of conscience, I shall see with sincere satisfaction the progress of those sentiments which tend to restore to man all his natural rights, convinced he has no natural right in opposition to his social duties. So like 0% what that guy said after the separation of church and state part. Just God damn it. Directly in your face, but they don't care. No Christian cares. They're not about shit. They feel obligated to lie, folks. And I forgot to mention it, folks, but get your super chats in. Gonna read all the super chats at halftime. Please support the world's greatest show. It's the only way I can keep doing this is if you support me on the super chat. So, more you donate, the more I take you seriously. So do that thing. And then on religious bullshit. I know if you're like me, you're wondering, hey, in heaven, will there be steaks and hamburgers and meat and shit? I mean, I love me some steaks, but I'm wondering, do you have to eat in heaven? Seems like that's just something you need for your body to be fueled. And also, like, is God going to be murdering cows and baby lambs and shit? Like, that seems cruel. I don't know, but don't worry. The world's greatest theologian minds have contemplated this, and they have a very satisfying answer.
Sean, do you think we'll be able to eat steak in heaven?
Oh, I love this question. And there's a certain tension here because number one, we love, at least I do, a medium rare filet mignon.
Totally.
But steak comes from the death of animals.
Does come from that.
So will there be animals killed in heaven? Now, theologians might differ over that, so I don't think we have to land that.
We could land
but
it,
if there's not steak in heaven from the death of animals,
then what?
I think God will have some steak substitute.
What?
Like people are trying to create with technology today.
What? Woke steak? God is woke? Oh my God! Now God's taking our fucking hamburgers and meat and gonna force us to eat some fake ass steak from grown laboratory bullshit? Oh hell no! I'm boycotting God. Fuck this. Fuck. Go woke, go broke, God. Hell no.
That not only is as good, but even better.
Better? Better than killing a regular cow and eating his flesh? Nope. Fuck that. Hell no.
The bottom line is, Gabe, no one's gonna get to heaven and feel like, oh, I missed out. What the heck? I can't have some joy that I had on earth. It's not gonna happen.
So I can masturbate in heaven? I'm just saying, nothing has given me more pleasure in this life than masturbating in porn. So you telling me that when I get to heaven, I get all the same pleasures, right? Right? I get my grandma porn. You promised, motherfucker. If I get to heaven, I'll get my goddamn grandma porn. Gonna be hell to play, dude.
Heaven is gonna blow away our wildest
You better blow me away. I expect it. Grandma porn and blown away, God, with your fake ass steak. And then starting to think that they don't have a very good grasp on history. And also starting to think this Fort Worth preacher might be slightly, just a tiny bit racist. You can tell when they start saying, the blacks, you know, the blacks, those blacks, the blackity blacks. Watch this and see if you can point out the failure in his historic knowledge.
150 years ago, or 200 years ago, when the blacks were slaves, did they ever go to Washington, D.C. and have a rally 200 years ago to protest against?
Yes, there were blacks that went and had protests, or white folks that went and had protests. There were runaway blacks. There was the whole underground railroads, civil disobedience, all kinds of that shit happened.
Slavery. Did they?
Yes.
No.
Yes, they did.
What did they do?
Fought and killed the white man and made them beat and kill them, and then used their suffering to attract more good people to their plight until we rose up and overthrew the horrible shit stains who want to enslave their fellow human being.
Well, a lot of good people in the plantations.
Oh yeah, a lot of the good slave owners. I can't wait to hear this. Let's hear what all the good slave owners did.
Would say, hey, it's wintertime. Let us help build a church for you, dear folks.
Let's put you at church.
And they loved them and taught them how to read so they could read the Bible.
They loved them. They loved their slaves. They were so loving, the slave owners, their slaves, that they forced their religion upon them. They beat them. They tortured them. They murdered them until they were too frightened to question the white man's religion. Yeah, I do remember that sort of.
And here's what the blacks did about 150 years ago. They humbled themselves. They prayed.
You fucking unhumble blacks. You uppity fucking blacks. Sitting there all hoity-toity with your slavery, not wanting to be enslaved. You better humble yourself and get to that church we built you in the wintertime and pray to God he frees you, the blacks.
They sought God's face and they turned from their wicked ways, and God made slavery illegal.
That's right. The blacks finally turned from their wicked ways, like try to run away from their loving masters who built their church. And then God finally said, okay, fine, I'm going to free you. And like that, no war, no death, nothing. They just were instantly freed. That didn't happen? Oh, okay, yeah.
Through several white presidents, right?
Yeah, it was the white president. It worked, yeah.
They didn't protest.
They did. Nobody protested slavery. It was the white presidents that set them free because God chose the whiteys after the blacks quit being so fucking uppity and humbled themselves before God. Isn't that what happened? Hell yeah. Wow. And then Idaho pastor Joe Jones saying the quiet part out loud again in public. It's like trans people are just slowly radicalizing themselves against something that isn't happening. Is that what you think? Let's see.
Like being transitioned. I don't want to put anyone in a camp. Really? I don't even. You just standing there kill me. I don't want you dead. I don't want you to camp. I don't want you to camp. You just said you want me dead. Not in a camp though. Not in a camp.
Right, I don't want you in a camp. Don't get me wrong, don't misquote me. I'm not that evil. I just want you all to fucking die. I want you to be murdered, okay? So not weird or violent or creepy.
Super cool Christianity, thank you for killing your own religion for me. Very helpful. And then last up, did you guys hear about the Kenyan Jesus starvation cult? This is what it's like to be a cult leader. This kind of reminds me of Donald Trump. You get bored. And your narcissism grows out of control where you just sit around and you start thinking up, how can I abuse these people? You hate them. You end up hating the people that are following you because you know the truth about yourself. You know you're not some God man. You know you're not magical. And you have all these idiots who believe your lies and follow you, so you know that you're bullshit, so you know that they're fucking morons. And you start hating them. So you start sitting around all day thinking about, what can I do now to fuck with these people? What can I get these people to do for me in order to self-aggrandize, make yourself feel more like a bigger man than you already are? So he's like, oh, I'm just telling them to stop eating until they fucking die. And they did, folks. 403 of them, at last count, starved themselves to fucking death because this guy told them to. That's how crazy and powerful the power of persuasion is, on weak minds at least. You can literally tell people to starve themselves to death, and they'll fucking do it. Just crazy. So remember this story when I get into the Trump section in the Chud Watch coming up next, because the two things in my mind are very closely related. And that is my religious bullshit. Get your super chats in, folks. Only got $33. Help my brother out. I killed that first section, so chip in if you can. I'd appreciate it. What we got to say? Dirty, sexy poors, weak-minded fools. Yep, sad religion. Make people do anything, even kill yourself. Yep, suffer for God. All about fucking suffering. Prove you're worthy of God. Any guy that would want you to do that is a monster you should not be worshiping. 400 dead Dafties, yep. Darwinian, as long as they didn't have kids. Anyway, sick, sad world, agreed. Will he be arrested? I think he died too, maybe, not really sure. People of faith are the best marks, yep. Takes religion usually to do the incredibly horrible shit in our society. I got Miss Misty sitting here on my lap. You guys see Miss Misty? Hell yeah, thank you for everybody who donates. And Fat Dusty's still up on the screen, so make Fat Dusty eat money. You know you want to do it. Gonna pop up. All the kids love making Fat Dusty eat money. So, hell yeah. Thank you, Cole James. Thank you, Glenn. We're going to read all the halftimes after the next section. But first off, I got a long, strong Chud Watch. Let's fucking do it. Chud Watch. Talking about Chud Watch. We talk about Chuds and make fun of them. Woo! And Donald Trump having a pretty bad week, but also a good week at the same time. It's kind of a mixed bag. First off, last week, I didn't play this clip. It's about a week old, but it's pretty funny. Just an example of what a bullshit artist Trump is. It's hard to believe that not every human being on earth can just see through this. I think a lot of his followers do see through this. They just don't actually give a shit. They're too deep in. It's sunk cost fallacy. They can't bail out of the ship now. They've already put too much of their reputation on the line to back Trump. But here he is at this town hall, and this woman's asking him a question, and it's fucking obvious he has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. But it's like me when I was a kid, and I would have to give like book reports on books I never read. You just fucking vamp off the top of your head and bullshit. Let's have a watch.
I'd like to know how you can help us in Iowa save our farmland from the CO2 pipeline.
Yeah, I'd like to know how you can help us in Iowa save our farmland from the CO2 pipeline. Now, you know Trump doesn't know a goddamn thing about any CO2 pipeline in Iowa. You know he's never fucking heard of this. He could just say, hey, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly familiar with what you're talking about. I will look into it, though. And I will try to find a good solution for you because I care about you. That's all he has to say, but no, it's fucking Trump. So he has to pretend like he knows fucking everything. So here he is, obviously bullshitting.
Well, you know we're working on that. And you know we had a plan to totally... it's such a ridiculous situation,
so
ridiculous,
isn't it? This thing I totally know all about. It's so ridiculous, isn't it? Don't we all know how ridiculous this thing that I already knew about is?
But we had a plan, and we would have instituted that plan.
Then why didn't you? Why didn't you institute it? The fuck? Who stopped you, motherfucker? It's always the victim. Hey, I was going to fix this thing that I knew about the whole time. I had the most brilliant plan in the world, but the deep state, they stopped me. I had 4 years. I didn't do it, but the deep state, but just lay me again. I promise this time I'm actually going to do this plan, and I get stopped.
And it was all ready. But we will get it back. If we win, that's going to be taken care of. That will be one of the easy things we do.
It's one of the easy things. I already have a plan. 2 weeks. Just wait 2 weeks, folks. Definitely happening. And then he went to the Turning Points USA Charlie Kirk conference and lied his ass off multiple times. This among the bevy of lies. Here he is claiming that when he was president, he got rid of all the homeless tent encampments in Washington, D.C.
She was riding her father's car in Washington, D.C. on the 4th of July. Washington, D.C. So beautiful and not beautiful anymore. I kept it beautiful. If I saw 1 tent or 2 tents or 3 tents as I was coming in from the airport, I'd have them taken down immediately because I knew that you'd have 100 tents and 1,000 tents if you don't do it. But
that's right, Trump unilaterally shut down homeless encampments. Only he didn't do that at all. He fucking didn't do any of that. There were homeless encampments everywhere, especially along his car routes when they take him to the airport and shit. So just lie. We know he's lying, but it doesn't matter. The people that follow him don't actually care. Truth doesn't matter. Nothing matters. And then here is a smorgasbord, 90 seconds of his crazy-ass speech he gave at the Turning Points USA conference. And he did what he usually does. He does this all the fucking time. I don't know why anybody wants to sit there and listen to him read the same poem over and over again. But he's not that smart. He can't think of a whole lot of things to say, so he likes reading this poem called The Snake. And it's just like that guy previous, the preacher who told his congregation to starve themselves to death. Trump is one of these narcissists. And he likes to tell people exactly what he's doing to them right to their face. He gets off on it. So that's why I really think that he likes reading the snake poem, because it's very clear the snake in the poem is him. He's literally telling his cult, I'm the snake, motherfuckers. You knew I was the snake when you invited me in, and you did it anyway. And he gets off on it. He gets off of just putting it in their fucking face and having them still worship him anyway.
Instead of saying, thank you, ma'am, the snake gave her a vicious bite. Our country is sick. The USA is a mess. The sidewalks smell. Your country is being turned into a third world hellhole ruled by censors, perverts, criminals, and thugs. China just called to say hello. I said, I thought you were a DeSantis follower. Whatever documents a president decides to take with him, he has the absolute and unquestioned right to do so. I didn't take it out of my socks. I had boxes piled up in front of the White House. He's got boxes under his Corvette on his garage floor with a garage door that you can cut open with a scissor. They're not after me. They're after you. It's all bullshit. She clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. Not that looks mean anything. Of course they don't. Today we have Rosie. Attitudinal, right? It's attitudinal. Tippy top. Bing, boom, 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 boom. I will prevent World War III. 2024 is our final battle. Am I entitled as president to give myself the Congressional Medal of Honor? Pretty please, please. They won't know what the shit is happening. What you have to do is you have to do what you have to do. What I do for you, you have no idea. Shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
Yeah, you knew he was a snake. Oh, you motherfuckers. He's telling you it right to your face. But you're such cucks. You're such a fucking cult. You don't care. You will starve yourself to death for this game show host. And just a great illustration of this. Here he is backstage at the conference, shooing away the riffraff, the commoners, his cult members. Here's how little he actually thinks of you. Get rid of him. Move out of the way. Keep my distance. It's like, yeah, shoo him off. Back him up. Back him up. Go get him. Move him on. Move away. Thanks for being here. Fuck him away. Fuck off. Yep. Hey, but you knew he was a snake before you let him in. He told you right to your goddamn face. And the cult doesn't care at all. They had some other presidential candidates. Oh, well, before I get there, another example of him doing this, folks. He gets off on telling you exactly to your face exactly what he thinks. And he does it in this way that is, he has plausible deniability. So here he is admitting that any lawyer that takes his cases is a fool. These vicious communists, Marxists, fascists, and radical left Democrats have attacked my lawyers at a level never seen before. And yet I keep on winning. He's lost every fucking lawsuit, every time in court, never won one time. An attorney that represents me is either a fool or a great American patriot that history will love and cherish. He's just saying it out loud, folks. You're a fool. He's telling you, lawyers, you're a fool. He knows you're a fool, and he gets off on saying it out loud because he knows it doesn't matter. He knows no matter what he says, no matter what lies he tells, the cult is always going to worship him. There's nothing he can do that will make them jump off the fucking bandwagon. Case in point, there were a couple more presidential candidates who were at the Turning Points convention, and they got booed to hell and back for daring to challenge Donald Trump for the presidency. So first and foremost, traitor Suarez heckled and booed. Let's listen.
Right here in Miami. This is where my parents began their American dream. This is my school. When I became mayor, I wanted to make sure every child had a shot at a great and relevant.
They're all walking out on him. Now here he comes, Francis Suarez.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I dare you run for presidency against our daddy. You fucking traitor. You're supposed to be blindly loyal forever, no matter what he does, no matter if he tries to overthrow the government, calls himself a dictator, no matter how many lies, no matter how many people he abuses. Forever loyal. And here's Asa Hutchinson, also running for president, came out to try to give his speech. Let's see how that went for him.
I am delighted to be here today to express my support for young people being engaged in the political arena and fighting for the conservative cause.
Yeah, so many young people getting involved in conservative politics, that's for sure.
Young people, you are leading the charge that's ahead.
They're booing the shit out of you.
I just finished 8 years as...
Yep, I just finished. Nobody cares. Go home, Grandpa. You're not Trump, so they hate you. And it's getting scary, folks. Apparently, Republicans have put out this plan on what they intend to do if Trump gets elected president again.
And basically, they've decided they want to have complete dictatorial powers for the president. No more checks and balances on the government, folks. They're outright declaring it. Here's a great piece by Rachel Maddow about it.
You might have seen there's this big New York Times story today. Big story, very important story, about how the leading Republican presidential candidate, Donald Trump, and Republicans more broadly, have this plan that they want to put in place if the Republican Party wins the presidency in 2024. They're calling it Project 2025 because this is a plan that's supposed to go into effect upon the inauguration of Donald Trump in 2025. Either Trump or some other Republican president gets inaugurated in January of 2025, and Project 2025 thereby goes into effect. This plan is being coordinated by a right-wing think tank called the Heritage Foundation, and it is a plan to radically change the form of governance that we have in the United States so as to concentrate all the power of the government in the hands of a single leader. Quote, our current executive branch was conceived of by liberals. What's necessary is a complete system overhaul. Quote, what we're trying to do is identify the pockets of independence inside the U.S. government and seize them.
Snuff them out.
Seize them, so there won't be any more pockets of independent power outside the power that is held by the president. Now, as I said, they want this to be Donald Trump. They want him to be the guy in whose hands all this power is concentrated. But they say they would plan to do this with any Republican president. The plan is to change the structure of the U.S. government so the next president, the next Republican president, will take direct control of all state power. He would, for example, take over all federal law enforcement and run that directly for his own benefit through the DOJ. There would be no more independence of federal law enforcement. The next president would take control of private business in this country for his own benefit through the powers of the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. The next president would revive an old and, I should say, illegal practice called impoundment, which would basically take away the fundamental powers of Congress and put that power, too, in Trump's hands. Again, identify the pockets of independence and seize them. So instead of checks and balances and limited government, we'd have more of a strongman system of government. We'd have a single leader with all the power of the state personally arrogated to him.
This is why he continuously praises dictators, because that's what he wants to be. If he gets back in office, this is what they're going to set up, folks. He's going to try never to leave power, just like he tried last time to do it. And I want to say this could never happen in America, but I'm honestly not convinced of that. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this in hopes that we will get serious. We will get out there and vote for whatever we have to vote for to make sure this doesn't fucking happen. Yeah, Biden all day long compared to this. It's not even goddamn close. This is fucking terrifying.
No other part of the government, no other thing in the country at all would be allowed to constrain him. That sounds nice.
Yeah, definitely.
It at least sounds simple. That said, it is obviously fundamentally opposite to the whole idea of why we exist as a country in the first place. And I think it's no surprise to see an article like this, to see reporting like this in the Times today. I think everybody sort of knows.
Yeah, we already know. That's what he wants to be. He's a wannabe Mussolini, a wannabe dictator. But if you're wondering how bad it could be, here's a presidential historian, Michael Beschloss, to explain it.
Well, if you love Mussolini, you will love what Donald Trump is talking about for 2025. Mussolini followed the unitary executive theory, too, which meant total power to the dictator, no constraints. This is about as un-American, I think you will all agree, as anything I've ever heard.
Yep.
I mean, the reason why this country was founded was as a rebuke to the British king. We wanted to develop a system where you could not have a king, you could not have a dictator. Power was under constraint. When you were at Tuscaloosa, Joe, I'm sure that you talked about, as you have ever since, the fact that there are checks and balances, 3 branches of government. That's all James Madison, who used to be a conservative hero. Now comes along Donald Trump, the first major candidate in American history to say outright, I want a presidential dictatorship. I can't think of anything that's more out of the American.
This is why the conservatives continuously say, hey, we're not a democracy. We're not a democracy. They don't want to be a democracy. They really want us to be run by a dictator, and Trump of all goddamn people, folks. And this is why he continuously goes around and praises these strongman dictators. Here he is praising President Xi of China.
Think of President Xi, central casting, brilliant guy. You know, when I say he's brilliant, everyone says, oh, that's terrible. You call it. Well, he runs 1.4 billion people with an iron fist. Smart, brilliant, everything perfect. There's nobody in Hollywood like this guy.
Yeah, runs 1.4 billion people with an iron fist. Just brilliant. Love him. What a mentor to me. I can't wait till I can do that, folks. And who's to say that he's not going to do it? They got sloppy Steve Bannon up there just outright screaming, Trump is going to be our retribution. And look at the response it gets. They love it. These people don't care about anything but hurting others. They're angry. They're hateful. They want to hurt us. And they will follow Trump to hell and back as long as he hurts the people they hate.
This is a crusade. This is a holy war against the deep state. Donald Trump is our instrument for retribution.
Yeah, Donald Trump is our instrument for retribution. For what? What do we fucking do to you? Nobody did anything to you. Doesn't matter. They want to take that dictatorial power and fucking punish us. And speaking of holy wars, here's Christian fascist Nick Fuentes echoing the same exact sentiments, folks. Remember, Nick Fuentes went and had a lunch with Donald Trump. Donald Trump said that he was a really smart kid, really liked him. And so now he's going out there giving Hitler-esque speeches. He's trying to sound so badass, he's literally trying to have his Hitler moment, folks. Here's the Republican Party for you.
We need to eradicate Jewish stranglehold over the United States of America. That's first. We love everybody, but ideas matter, religion matters. We need Christians running America, not Jews. The word is getting out that we got to get rid of Jewish power in America.
It could happen here, folks. It absolutely could happen here.
They've done everything they can to stop it. They've censored, they've killed, canceled, blacklisted. But we are here to say that America is not a Jewish nation. America is a Christian nation.
I think about it all the time. How could it have happened in Germany? How could they have let this happen? It could never happen here, right?
Well, and it only makes sense. If Christ is the king of the world, then Christ must be king in America, must be the king of America. I know that we're going to win because unlike our opposition, we are actually willing to die for what we believe in.
Do it then.
Thing is, though, we're not going to. We're in a holy war, and I will tell you this. Because we're willing to die in the holy war, we will make them die in the holy war.
This is what Bannon's saying. They're on the same
and
front
they
page.
will go down. We have God on our side, and they will go down with their satanic master. They have no future in America. The enemies of Christ have no future in this world.
Yep. Saying it right out loud, folks. Going to kill the Jews. Going to kill anybody that stands against them. And who's to fucking say they won't do it? All they need is 30% of the population. We still have this slave era system that was specifically set in place to give slave states more power. that allows the person that gets the less amount of votes to still become president. All you have to do is convince the 30% of the dumbest people in the fucking country. And he can do this. And these are the people we're talking about, folks. The people who logic, reason, reality mean nothing. Who substitute their own reality with whatever they want to believe.
How come the courts, not a single court out of these 70 cases, none of the judges, many of them Trump judges, ruled in the favor of people who believe that the election was stolen?
Well, who told you that?
Well, the judges in their rulings said all of that.
And how do you know that?
Because they issued public opinions and rulings, and because...
Where did you hear that?
Well, we heard it from the judges.
You heard it from the judges themselves?
Yeah, they issued rulings and opinions in open court.
On the news? Or did you read
They, on their dockets.
Well, we have judges in place all over the country. Some are from the deep state, some are from President Trump. And in the process of them denying those rights, well, then you go to the next judge, and exposure comes, and it's coming right now.
But exposure hasn't happened yet.
Oh, it's happening. Oh, yes, it is. You have to get off the news. You have to go someplace else and find it.
Can you point to me a single judge that has ruled that the election was stolen or that there was malfeasance that would have overturned the results of any state?
Look at the Supreme Court.
Well, the Supreme Court hasn't accepted any of these cases either.
How do you know that?
Because they have a docket and they list what cases they review and they issue their opinions.
You choose to believe that, you can believe that, but I have alternative news and I find out.
I have alternative news and her whole fucking attitude. So angry, just so smug.
Yeah, I believe what I believe. I alternative news. You just don't know.
I'm so smart, just goddamn it. How can you reason with these people? It is so easy to brainwash the bottom 30%, folks. And case in point, here's a Trump supporter invoking Trump's name before violently slapping a mom who's trying to protect her children from him.
I will butt fuck this bitch on the table right now. Please, somebody call Donald Trump. I'm not playing this game anymore, you fucking pussy bitch.
Yeah, please, somebody call Donald Trump. I'm gonna butt fuck this bitch. Just another alpha physical peak specimen. Just what can you say about these people? The bottom of the barrel, the lowest of the fucking low. They have their savior. They're willing to lay down their lives and die for him. It's just like the people willing to starve for the guy that told them to starve to see Jesus. Here's more of this shit. At the recent Trump rally, a Mexican guy dared show up. Let's see how they treated him.
Build that wall! Get out! Send him home! Send him home! Send him home!
I guess this might be old, but anyway. Yeah, papers, please. You're a Mexican. Oh, my God. But he has literally an army of these people who don't care if he becomes a dictator, who want that, who want him to punish us, hurt us, destroy our country. And this post gives up the game, folks. This person actually saying the quiet part out loud. Trump supporter Schul says, I think what most liberals are missing is that this isn't about right or wrong. It's about winning and losing. I've attached my entire worldview to this man, and I'm going down with the ship. Not one of you is going to convince me otherwise, and there it is. Sunk cost fallacy. They've already put too much of themselves into it. It's already their entire personality. To turn against Trump now would be to abandon everything they think about themselves, everything they feel, everything they've said. All the bravado they've shown, all the liberals that they've owned. They will not do it. They don't care about right and wrong. They don't care who's hurt. They don't care if our entire society burns to the fucking ground. As long as he hurts the people they want him to hurt, they will follow him to hell. Outright fucking telling you. Meanwhile, they're asking him on Fox News, hey, what will you do to get this economy turned around? Yeah, we want to turn it around. I mean, we have one of the lowest unemployment records in history. Inflation's falling fast. The economy's actually doing pretty good. So when they ask him how he's going to turn it around, I assume they mean, how are you going to make it fucking worse like you did when you were president? So, of course, the first thing he thinks about is blame the Mexicans. All our problems are because of the Mexicans. Let's blame the Browns. So I'm going to fix the economy. Bye.
How quickly and what would you do to get this economy turned around?
It'll go so quickly. Number one, I'm closing that border like I had it. We had the best border ever.
We had the best border ever. We didn't. Actually, people coming across the border is lower now than it's been since early in 2021. Just complete fucking bullshit. Has nothing to do with anything.
And by the way, I think you all agree. I think you all agree.
Yeah, fuck the Mexicans.
We want people to come into our country, but we want them to come in.
Sure you do. No, you fucking don't. We definitely need more Mexicans in this country, folks. I actually have a Mexican crew that's starting work tomorrow to finally fix the hole in my goddamn roof that's been leaking for 5 years. The only people I could find to come and fucking help me, this awesome Mexican crew. I even gave them the money in advance, folks. I was worried, not racistly, I'd just be worried about anybody. I gave the money in advance to my white plumber and he ripped me off. I was worried that the Mexicans were going to rip me off, and nope, they showed up. They're doing their job. God bless you, Mexicans. Please, we need more of you. And you guys remember the feud that Trump and Megyn Kelly had a few years back? Apparently Megyn was in charge of one of the Trump debates, asked him a few semi-tough questions that he did not at all like. And so he went public, said she was stupid, called her a bimbo, made fun of her for menstruating. Remember all this shit?
Talk about Megyn Kelly, because you brought her up. She did push you, pushed a lot of people.
Where's the fucking big button? Oh, well.
Well, but what is it with you and Megyn Kelly?
Well, I just don't respect her as a journalist. I have no respect for her. I don't think she's very good. I think she's highly overrated. But when I came out there, what am I doing? I'm not getting paid for this. I go out there, and they start saying, "Lift up arm if you're going to." I didn't know there'd be 24 million people. I figured, but I knew it was going to be a big crowd because I get big crowds. I get ratings. They call me the ratings machine. So I have, she gets out and she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions. And, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. But she was, in my opinion, she was off base. And by the way, not in my opinion, in the opinion of hundreds of thousands of people.
That's right, she's a bimbo, and she menstruating. Clearly, she was on her fucking period. Well, now I guess it's become very clear that Trump is going to get the nomination for Republican Party, and Megyn Kelly, right wing is her entire grift. She's not going to move to the left. The left wing people are not going to have her. She's already burned that bridge. So now she has to make up with Donald Trump, suck those nuts, and she's been doing it, folks. She had a private meeting with him, licked his royal nutsack. She talks about him like she has a crush on him. Oh, he's just so amazing. He's the best guy. Literally, beyond parody. Gonna sit up there and talk about what amazing shape he is in. Watch her suck those balls.
And I have to say, Ron DeSantis, who's obviously in the number 2 spot right now for the GOP nomination, is 44 years old. He's robust. He's former military. This guy can do it. He's a young man. President Trump, I just saw him at the Turning Point Action Conference on Saturday. That man has more energy than I do. He's coming into the arena. I passed by his little table where they get him ready, right before he goes out, just in case he wants a snack. He's got like Hershey bars lined up front to back on the thing. He's got these processed food snacks. He eats McDonald's every other day. He's healthy as a horse. What's going on with his gene pool? Whatever it is, I want a piece of it. But despite all of those choices, he's robust, he's energetic, he's well, he's not falling apart, he's mentally sharp. If it comes down to a choice between those two, I realize there are strong ideological differences, but I just can't see how the American public would side with the man who can't spit out 2 words together.
Trump's a young 77, and Biden's a very, very old 80 years old.
Yeah, Trump, very young, 77. If only we didn't have eyes to see for ourselves. He's a giant fat piece of goddamn shit. But yeah, lick those balls, Mitch and Kelly. Get back in his good graces. I guess you do what you have to do for the fucking grift. But holy shit, that's like some Kim Jong-un shit. I would expect to see this kind of ass kicking in North Korea. And speaking of which, super lefty left. Can't get any leftier than Jimmy Dore, the most left-wing person among us. Going to talk about how much more of a fascist, how much worse that Joe Biden is than Donald Trump. Because you can't get any more leftist than stumping for Donald Trump.
Well, Joe Biden is a bigger fascist than Donald Trump, and I'll debate anybody on that.
Okay. You immediately got called out by Sam Cedar. And I'll debate anybody on that. Challenge accepted, says Sam Cedar. Oh, where you at? Oh, it turns out he was completely full of shit. Cowardly, cowardly custard, can't cut the mustard. Nope, he will not debate anybody on this. In fact, you fucking lying, spineless sack of shit.
That's just a fact.
It is not.
And so when people say that Joe Biden is some kind of an antidote to Donald Trump, Joe Biden is worse. He's a worse president than Donald Trump. And
so left. Oh my God, how can you get any more left than Jimmy Dore? God damn it. Been talking about Jimmy Dore forever. I can't believe that I had so many left-wing people, quote unquote, argue with me about Jimmy Dore. I'm tired of being right. Dusty, right about fucking everything again. People often ask me, Dusty, how do you see through these people so easily? How do you fucking call them out so quickly? And why are you so handsome? People often say this to me, and I'm like, hey, first off, thank you for your honesty. Secondly, it's not because I'm some kind of goddamn genius. All I do is fucking listen to them. It's not hard to see right through these fucking grifts. These same people do the same things over and over and over again. It's amazing that more people fall for it. And at least, folks, he had a sort of a bad week. Apparently, they're about to arrest Trump again. He got the letter from Jack Smith telling him that he's about to be arrested for his part in the January 6th insurrection. So fucking amazing, y'all. If Trump doesn't win the presidency, if he doesn't pardon himself, 100% this motherfucker going to jail, y'all. Now, whether he'll win or not, I didn't think he was going to win in 2016. He did, so I don't fucking know. I have no faith in this country. But I'm hoping. I can't wait to see him get arrested again. And happy Erasmus to us all. Going to be fun to cover. And speaking of the January 6th insurrection, they just convicted Rachel Powell of all 9 counts. You might know her as the bullhorn lady, folks. She was the one out there guiding the entire crowd, actively telling them where to go. First, here she is busting out the window. So remember when Jimmy Dore tells us, it was the FBI did this. It wasn't Trump supporters that did this. Here they are. It wasn't a violent insurrection. They were just taking a tour, walking around. Here they are breaking in. But it gets even more scary, folks, because these people were fucking serious. This woman had clearly obtained inside information. She had been given a tour of the Capitol building, and she wasn't there just like on a normal tour. She was there scoping the place out. She's about to start ordering people around, explaining the layout of the building so they can break in easier. Let me play it for you.
Hey guys, I've been in the other room. Listen to me. In the other room on the other side of this door, right here where these feet are standing, there is a glass that if it's broken, you can drop down into a room underneath it. There's also 2 doors in the other room. One at the rear and one to the right when you go in.
They're 100% were scoping it out. This is not just a regular tour of the Capitol building. Oh, look, it's the Capitol building. It's no, this door's here. Hey, if you break that glass, you can drop down there. Write it all down. This was planning, just like I told you guys. I told you guys Trump was trying to rile them up. I told you on Patriots.win they were openly talking about doing this. I told you if it happened, I was going to go live and cover it. I went live and covered it. Scary shit.
So, people should probably coordinate together if you're going to take this building.
Yeah, we should probably coordinate together.
We're going to break Clinton taken out easy. That's it. Window here in the room.
Giving instructions for the insurrection. So, yeah, convicted on all 9 counts and good. Hopefully she'll turn against Trump like so many of the rest of them have and outright tell the jury, I did what I thought Trump wanted me to do. I listened to his words, and what I got from his message was that he wanted me to storm the Capitol building and try to overturn the election. That's what so many of them have said. Not Antifa. And more good news. Apparently, the Michigan Attorney General, Dana Nessel, has announced the indictment of the 16 fake electors who signed certificates falsely claiming Trump won Michigan in the 2020 election. Yeah, you remember they were just trying to overturn the election. They were basically just saying, hey, we don't give a shit what people voted for. We are going to just willy-nilly decide that we choose who the president is. We are the actual electorates. And they got conned in to going all in for Trump, like the traitors they fucking are, and overturning our democracy, and now they're fucking suffering for it. Put all these motherfuckers in jail. And yet the dominoes are falling. They're giving some a real serious charges here. Each defendant has been charged with 1 count of conspiracy to commit forgery, a 14-year felony. 2 counts of forgery, a 14-year felony. 1 count of conspiracy to commit uttering and publishing, a 14-year felony. 1 count of uttering and publishing, a 14-year felony. 1 count of conspiracy to commit election law forgery, a 5-year felony. And 2 counts of election law forgery, a 5-year felony. These people are going to jail for a long time. But still, they're lucky. They're lucky that those of us on the left don't treat traitors like you guys on the right say we should. You guys continuously talk about how we should hang traitors, shoot them, the tree of liberty, water with the blood of traitors and tyrants. You guys always talk about that, but instead, luckily for fucking you, we're civilized. And instead, we just arrest you for breaking the law, and we just charge you with the crimes that you broke, and you just do jail time instead of what you guys say you deserve. And yeah, these are bad people, folks. Here's one of them. Notorious cultist is among one of the fake electors charged in Michigan. Here she is calling Pete Buttigieg a weak little girl. Here she is claiming schools are providing litter boxes for students who identify as furry. She's one of the ones that spread this. She going to jail, folks. Here she is putting Democrats' personal cell phone numbers in her GOP mailers. So these aren't good people. They deserve what they're fucking getting. And here's the hilarious part. Here's another one of them, folks. Here she is 2 months ago posting, Dems waiting for me to be arrested. Yeah, waiting. Ha ha. They not going to arrest me. Yep, they are. They coming for you. You got to do some jail time. You be fucking arrogant. You be goddamn smug. You'll be smug as fuck in your orange prison suit. But of course, the right-wingers, the conservative influencers have to spin it. They have to lie. They can't tell the truth. So this is how they're spinning it, folks. They're going after seniors who support Trump now. That's right. Look, all these fake electors, they're all old. 70, 72, 55, 71, 64, 81. They're all old people. They're only going after these people because they're old and they support Trump. No. They're literal traitors who try to overturn American goddamn democracy. Funny little fact to leave out there, Jack piece of shit bit, but this is what they do, folks. They lie for a living. No morals, no integrity. And speaking of lying for a living, Rudy Giuliani going out there. I love it when they self-own. Rudy Giuliani says, why did the U.S. NIH in 2017 give $3.7 million to the Wuhan lab in China? I wonder who was president in 2017. Let me think about that. Oh, it was Trump. Why didn't you fucking ask Trump? You were his lawyer. Such grants were prohibited in 2014. Did President Obama grant an exception? No, President Obama was not the president then. President Obama is the one who prohibited it in 2014. So, But even when they post it like this, their own side is not smart to see through it. Rudy Giuliani followers will be like, oh my God, Obama was president in 2017. He funded the Wuhan lab. They don't care about facts. They don't care about the truth. And speaking of which, I don't know if this is fake or not, folks, but it appears to me and other people like Ron Filipski that Ron DeSantis is hiring fake protesters to come in and protest his rallies so that he could be the big man to kick them out and have really cool one-liners. Let's see if you guys think these protesters are fake or not.
I have something to say to him. Why don't you focus on spending more time with your granddaughter in Arkansas, or at least acknowledge she exists? Before you worry about our children.
This happened a couple times. It's not in the clip I thought of. There's one more. But anyway, looks fake as shit to me. And then, folks, they finally found a permanent replacement for Tucker Carlson. Jesse Waters got the job. He got the top slot on America's #1 cable news network, Fox News, the propaganda arm, or one of many, for the Republican Party. And, of course, he's starting the week out cringe as fuck. Here he is telling a racist joke to his black co-host.
Imagine if The View was around in the 90s, they'd probably say OJ was innocent. He was guilty, Harold. I could see them say...
Yeah! He was guilty, Harold. Not so quick. I know you're one of those blacks that thought OJ was innocent. Not so fast. Oof. Can I get an oof? Yikes. And then... I don't even know if him and his mom are related. I gotta assume he's adopted. But this dude, mom, is awesome as shit. So he had his mom call in to the first show, and she just laid him bare, yo. I love this woman. They should have hired her for this spot. Let's have a look at the interaction.
We have a very special guest on the line, a Democrat, my mom. Mom?
Hello
how
there,
have you...
Jesse.
Hello there, Mom. How have you enjoyed the show so far?
I have enjoyed the show. I want to say congratulations, Honey Bun. We are so proud of you and your accomplishments, and you've worked so hard. Now let's aim to have you keep your job. And to that end, I do have some suggestions.
Okay.
Do not tumble into any conspiracy rabbit holes. We do not want to lose you, and we want no lawsuits.
Okay.
In keeping, I have a list here. In keeping with the Hippocratic Oath, do no harm. We need you to be kind and respectful. You yourself mentioned that humble is a stretch, so I get that. Use your voice responsibly to promote conversation that maintains a narrative thread. There really has been enough Biden bashing, and the laptop is old. Perhaps you could suggest that your people take less interest, for example, in other people's bodies, and talk about that.
Oh, wait. We're trying to keep other people's interest away from children's bodies. That was the point of that segment. Mom, I love you.
Wait.
I knew this was a bad idea.
I want you to seek solutions versus fanning the flames. You could encourage that Bedminster friend of yours to return to his earlier career on television. Everyone in his audience could wear a red hat, and I'm sure the ratings would soar, although never as high, my darling, as yours on Jesse Waters Primetime. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Mom.
Immediately regretted that decision. He's like, Mom, I work for Fox News. I lie for a living. Don't embarrass me, Mom. Not I should have had her on, but have her on forever, always. And folks, it is hot as shit. Like last week, we had like 7 of the hottest days in the last 220,000 years. Almost like global warming is a real thing. But conservatives are so goddamn uninformed, so uneducated, they're just going to laugh it off and pretend like it's not even an issue. Here's our real interaction. So, Subliming Foul Taint through grandstanding says, hadn't predicted wet bulb temperature specifically as a culture war angle. Well, anyway, first of all, it's James Lindsay. You know who James Lindsay is. He's the one behind all this CRT bullshit. Republican influencer. Liar, con man. So he's posting a Nate Bear. Yesterday, parts of the U.S. South experienced wet bulb temperatures up to 94 degrees Fahrenheit. At these temperatures, no amount of shade or hydration can save you. Without AC, you die. This is just the beginning. So, of course, James Lindsay's like, LOL, 94 degrees. That ain't shit. But no, 94 degree wet bulb temperature. They don't have any idea what they're talking about, and they're going to just laugh and grin and act smug as we roast to death. So basically, the wet bulb temp is a specific measurement of how quickly water evaporates, meaning it is the lowest temp that can be reached just through things like sweating. A wet bulb temp of 90 is equivalent to a heat index of 131. 95 is the human survivability limit. It was 94, folks, which means even if you're in the fucking shade, you will still die without air conditioning. Or LOL, isn't it so hilarious and funny that everybody's gonna fucking die by this thing we pretend is not happening? They're gonna kill us all, folks. And speaking of killing us all, they're the worst among us. I don't know if there's any conservatives listening. If you are, I hope you feel real bad about yourself because you're garbage. You're the bottom of the bottom. You're the lowest of the low. You're just, at this point, almost subhuman. Case in point, here's the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott. Ordered troops to push migrant kids into the river after they covered the river in barbed wire and places specifically for asylum seekers and children to drown. According to the Houston Chronicle, officers working for Governor Greg Abbott's border security initiative have been ordered to push small children and nursing babies back into the Rio Grande. The cruelty is the point, folks. They're being cruel on purpose because other pieces of shit, like whatever conservatives are watching me right now, you scum, you're hateful. You see assholes like Greg Abbott hurting the people that you won't hurt. The Mexicans trying to come in this country to make better lives for their families, for their children. You want them hurt. And you see him doing it. You see him being cruel, which is why he's fucking doing it. He's doing it to signal to you that, yes, I will hurt the people you hate. I will kill them. I will torture them for you. This is who you are. This is what you're fucking about. And have been told not to give water to asylum seekers, even in extreme heat, according to an email from a Department of Public Safety trooper who described the actions as inhumane. Ordered to push small children and nursing babies back into the Rio Grande, folks. This is what you are. This is what you're supporting. Just, I can't believe how fucking far we've fallen, goddammit. And while we're at it, remember, for 4 years, Donald Trump said, infrastructure. I'm going to pass infrastructure. We're going to invest billions and billions into roads and our high-speed internet, our bridges. It's all falling apart. I'm the only one who can do this. And he didn't do it. Never passed infrastructure. Instead, gave billions, trillions in tax cuts to the richest among us. So Joe Biden gets there finally. Passes a bipartisan infrastructure with the help of Republicans. Finally doing it. So, of course, now the GOP is turning around and undoing billions in infrastructure funding because fuck us. Fuck their promises. Fuck what they say they're going to do. It took decades for Congress to deliver on its promise to pour new money into the nation's roads, bridges, pipes, ports, and internet connections. Now, House Republicans are trying to slash some of the same funds. A series of GOP bills to finance the federal government in 2024 would wipe out billions of dollars meant to repair the nation's aging infrastructure, potentially undercutting a 2021 law that was one of Washington's rare recent bipartisan achievements, because of course they are. They are pure fucking evil. They want America to suffer. They want the downfall of our country because the more we suffer, the more they can blame the Democrats, and the more you fucking easy to fool, bottom of the barrel dipshits will vote against your own best interest. And once again, my favorite conservatives are the ones who have to invent liberals for them to be mad at because these people don't actually exist. Here's one of their brilliant cartoons. Help! He's attacking me, says a woman running from a person. I don't want to assume their gender with a knife. And then the person falls down. Arg! What's wrong? The bystanders say. She misgendered me. I am Zim, and now we're all mad at her, right? Stupid left-wingers. We're more mad at the person that misgendered than the robber with the knife, aren't we? Isn't that how we are? It's not. It's totally fucking ridiculous. Yeah. God damn it. And yes, why does conservative comedy suck shit so bad? Because they lack the imagination to be funny. That's really what it boils down to. And that is my Chud Watch. And folks, don't miss tonight's after party. After party coming on right after this show, folks. I'm going to do a 20 to 30 minute after party. We have a He Shall Be Elon section. We have a slow news week available to all tiers of my patrons. So please, I have all ads on this show disabled. I don't run ads. I don't sell anything. I don't con anybody out of money. How I fund this show, how I fund my animal sanctuary, we rescue these cute little dogs and cats and give them forever homes, is I make more content for those of you who love what I do. So if you can, $1, $2, $5, $10, whatever you can chip in monthly, please consider helping me out. I could really use it. Thank you in advance. And join me tonight on the after party. Got some good shit coming right at you directly after this show. Don't miss it. Available not only to my patrons, but everybody who is a Dust Buddy. Expect to see you guys there. Maximum $19.75. $5 hump day. Hell yeah. Get down with some hump day. Carolyn McMickle, this show is the best. Thank you for your honesty. Everyone is fabulous and amazing. We have the best audience. That's what makes it the best. But also, I'm the one that built up this audience, so I'll take all the credit. Everyone is fabulous and amazing. Love you. That's a love you, Carolyn. Michael Stable. Dusty, I'm glad you're still doing the pedo church leader stuff. It needs to be reported. Keep doing it. Also, you're my favorite YouTuber. Love you. Hey, appreciate it. You have amazing taste, Michael Stable. Good to see you tonight. And, what up, Mick? Good to see you. Little I3D 499. Good job. Hey, good job to you, Little I. Appreciate you. Sisyphean Task, $4. Big up to you, Sisyphean Task. $5 from Vecrex. All I know is, if I, atheist, ends up in an actual heaven, I better have a bigger appendage. Just saying, man, I hope it's not like the Bible heaven, because that'll be so boring. I hope I'm just like in a simulation where I have unlimited powers. I can fly around or, have sex with all the other simulations, consensual sex. Consensual. So we'll see what happens. Probably nothing. The thing about dying, if you die and it's just non-existence, then you literally will never know it. You will never know death. You're just alive, and then that's it. You don't ever know. So that's good, I guess. And also, I've been dead way longer than I've been alive, and I didn't really worry about it then, so I ain't gonna worry too much about it now. All I know is I'm alive right fucking now. Woo! And Glint, $10. I came to accept that the far right simply don't care about any of the discourse today and just want to see the left suffer regardless who they rally behind. Yeah, that's all it's about. Most right-wingers are not happy with their lives. They're miserable. They're sad. They're pathetic. And they want to see us all suffer. Because that's who they're all deep inside. Cole James, $50. Cole James. Love me some Cole James. You're amazing. Hero of the show, Cole James. Show him some love. Appreciate you. It's fantastic. $2. Eat Dusty. Eat Dusty? I don't know if I'd be delicious. Probably would, though. I'd probably be delicious. Brave Squirrel, $20. Thank you, Brave. You deserve way more. But you're helping. You're part of the solution. I very much appreciate you, Brave Squirrel. Thank you. Dave Kyle, $20 New Zealand. What up, Dave? How's it going, you Kiwi motherfucker? I read a beautiful poem, and it indicted me. What was the poem about? This is my very bad New Zealand accent. Thank you. Dave Kale, 5 gifts, hell yeah. Dave, good with the socialism, gave 5 of you lucky motherfuckers a Call to Destiny premium membership so you can join me on tonight's after party. Cool. I'll see you all there, guys. Thank you, Dave. Gina Harry, $20. Woo! Dollars to help pay for my new modem. I need it. Probably going to go out immediately. The last modem I had was $299. And it lasted exactly 1 year. It's actually technically for 1 more week, still under warranty. I might see if I can send it back. It's an expensive one, so I got a cheap one to replace with for the time being. Sucks. Nothing lasts anymore. Socialist lust, love you and all the kitties. Mess of them back here today in there. Kitty everywhere. Keep fighting the good fight. Wow, pseudo dictatorship sounds like freedom. I hope not. I hope America will rise up. Like I said, I'm not telling you all guys all this to make you depressed, to scare you. I just want to motivate you. If you're not registered to vote, get the fuck registered to vote. Get the word out. Spread this fucking show. But hey, if you don't want to spread this show, spread some other progressive show. Whatever you have to do, but like your platforms, your Twitter, your Facebook, your YouTubes. These are your platforms. Use your fucking voice to spread the message before it's too fucking late. Social lust, $49.99, very generous. Can we send fascists to very friendly re-education camps or maybe some sort of asylum? Let's send them to see the Titanic. A free one-way trip. That gets my vote. Sounds like free. Oh, yeah. Where they are taken good care of, taught to be nice, and have high-level ideas. We're just kidding, of course. Wink, wink. Robbie Jr., $2. These people are just savages with no humanity. Yep, it's sad. I don't even feel like I'm the same species sometimes. Mr. Anderson. Hello, Mr. Anderson. Socialism. Get to some of you fine motherfuckers. Free cultistic membership. Be sure to come join me at the after party tonight. Check out the community section of YouTube for a link to the after party if you got a free Dusty membership. And if you guys want a cultistic membership, it's $2.99 and you get like customized emojis to spend this chat with. There's a button down here over here somewhere. You click it and like the new not a drag queen, all those cool shit. You can spam the chat like the cool kids do. You know you want to. Sign up. Hello, humans. What's up, Unfriendly Atheist? Good to see you tonight. Big Black Corvette. Trump for prison. Yep. If you don't win the presidency again, he's so desperate he knows it's only shot to stay out of prison. An even more desperate Trump. Rebel. RB67. Thanks, Dusty. Hey, thank you, Reb Rebel 67. And John Bliss, the rights aren't even hiding their fascism at all. Nope. They sure aren't saying it all out loud. They don't have to hide anymore. They're all on board with it now. And Dave Kao. Oh my God, I am dying. Best Kiwi accent since Leonardo tried being South African. Cool. Glad you appreciate my horrible, horrible impressions. And thank you, Dave. And all right. Still plenty of chance to get your super chats in. Gonna read all the rest of them at the end of the show. We got plenty of show for you guys, so please like the show. Don't bail out. Don't go fucking anywhere. But like it. If you're not liking it, fuck you. It's time for some what the fuck. What the fuck? And first off, on tonight's WTF question mark WTF exclamation point. Did you guys see this amazing racy campaign ad in Ohio? Warning about Republican politicians. This almost went on the hero section. This is a good one, folks. Didn't see it coming. Let's have a look.
Do you have a condom?
No! Sorry, you can't use those.
What are you talking about? Who are you?
I'm your Republican congressman. Now that we're in charge, we're banning birth control.
This is our decision, not yours. Get out of our bedroom.
I won the last election. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to watch and make sure you don't do anything illegal.
This is not a joke, folks. I was going to show you in the trash world section. Mississippi and other states are literally trying to get the medical information for anybody that travels out of state who might get gender-affirming care or have an abortion. Other ones are straight out trying to ban contraception. The party of small government want to be in your bedroom. They want to track and trace you everywhere you fucking go. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. And yeah, I think I'd be slightly mad if I was this fellow. Apparently this happened back in 2019. I'm just hearing about it. Man who donated his mother's body to an Arizona Center for Alzheimer's Research discovers it was sold to the U.S. military for $6,000, strapped to a chair and blown up in a blast test. Seems bad. Think I'd be suing somebody. What the fuck? That should be illegal. And folks, remember the last show? I was talking about these new influencer on these streams who are just reading the chat when people send like a cherry, cherry, so good, banana, yum yum, nipple pinchy, yum, bird face, alligator, yum. Remember? So anyway, apparently it's a big new thing. Everybody doing it on streams now. Even the black kids doing it. And I'm sure this video is staged, but the premise of this video is he's doing it and his parents are trying to talk him out of behaving this way because it is shameful.
Talk to your daddy. Y'all let him talk to his dad, please. Please. Thank you for the glizzies. Listen, your daddy is talking.
What's good, Pops?
Hey, what's going on, dude? Thank you for the glizzy. No. Y'all, please just stop. Just stop because
Thank you for the weights.
We trying to get him some help. Please, just don't keep entertaining.
Thank you for the glizzies.
Don't entertain this madness. We trying to truly help our son.
Thank you for the cap off.
No, listen to us. He's talking to you, Ted.
As long as you're making money, I don't give a shit. Seems cool. I would do that. I'd have me some emoji comes. And then, this is one of the ladies that went viral the last time. But for all the people making fun of them, it just shows you that they're just trying to make money for their families. Apparently, she has a kid. And actually seems like a good mom. Doing whatever she has to do to provide for her kids. And so we had a real life moment when her kid comes in and breaks her NPC character.
Amazing. JS, stop it. I said stop. You stop now. You leave the dog alone. It's not a game. You're going to hurt the dog for real. Stop. No. Go to your room. Go to your room. Now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, baby. This is so cool.
Just right back in the character. Yep. But looks like a nice house. Making the bank. I ain't hating on it. Whatever world. It's a weird fucking world. And speaking of what the fuck, did you hear about the cruise line that had to apologize to all their passengers because they pulled up on a whale hunt? Yeah, cruise line has apologized to over 1,000 of its passengers after one of their ships arrived at port in the middle of a whale hunt where dozens of the marine mammals were being slaughtered. God damn it, this fucking trash planet. Why is this still taking place? Imagine you're on vacation, paid a shit ton for your cruise, and they pull up on this horrific bullshit. Refund. And one more on the what the fuck section. Don't know if you guys saw this one, but apparently over in Australia, they interviewed one of the best friends of the pilot of the submersible that imploded. And he suggests, he knows the guy, knew him very well, and suggests the guy might have done it on purpose. Might have had a death wish and was trying to go out with a bang and purposely take a couple billionaires with him. Let's have a look.
There are lessons to be learned from this tragedy, and they're brutal. This wasn't an adventure. Like the Titanic, it was a disaster just waiting to happen.
He definitely knew it was going to end like this. He quite literally and figuratively went out with the biggest bang in human history that you could go out with. And who was the last person to murder 2 billionaires at once and have them pay for the privilege? I think Stockton was designing a mousetrap for billionaires.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying he had a death wish?
The only question in my mind, the only question is when. He was risking his life and his customers' lives to go down in history. He's more famous now than anything else he would have ever done.
There are lessons to be learned from this tragedy, and there...
Yeah, craziness. I don't know if that's true or not, folks. You think this guy purposely trying to kill billionaires and their kids, go out with a bang, be famous? Maybe. Maybe he had a death wish. Maybe he was suicidal. Maybe he knew it was just a matter of time before it imploded and turned into a red mist. Sort of based, a little bit. You killed a teen kid that probably didn't deserve it, though. So not great, but whatever. Why are we saying poor Dusty? I don't get it. What's happening? I don't trust this guy. Yeah, he looks shifty. What you gonna do? Australian 60 minutes. Got to have the crazy angle. Psh, that's just crazy enough to work. Yeah, Mousetrap for Billionaires. That's a great name for a band. Tax the rich. Sad Dusty. I am very sad. Crying myself to sleep every night. Pathetic in every goddamn way. Why am I still alive? God damn it, Dusty. Turtle power! If anyone knew, he did. Yep. He definitely knew it was getting weaker and weaker with every journey down there. If they didn't repair it, he probably knew he was going to die anytime now. Love the Polycat. Mess load on back here. As always, hot. I got to turn off the air conditioner of the show so it's not so loud. It is warm in here where we're going to live. Hell yeah. And, all right, move right along, folks. Let's do the trash world. Trash world, it's a trash world. It's a dumpster fire and it's hellish. A trash world, it's a trash world. They're so obsessed with trans people. What is their fucking problem in this trash world? And starting us off, over in Russia, apparently they're advancing a bill to erase all transgender rights. So the people that continuously tell us, it's only the children we're worried about. They're coming after the children. Think of the children. Nope. They're 100% not going to stop at the children, folks. This is what it's all about. Eradicating transgenderism from the face of the planet. A sweeping Russian draft law to ban legally or medically changing gender has been approved by the lower house of parliament in its final reading. Part of a crackdown against LGBTQ plus rights under the president of Vladimir Putin. A genocide. That's what they're trying to do here, folks. The bill would bar Russians from changing their gender or official identity documents, which had been legal since 1997. Health workers would be banned from performing medical interventions designed to change the sex of a person, including surgery and prescribing hormone therapy. So, yeah, slavery. You're not even allowed to choose what you want to do with your own body anymore. And unsurprisingly, over at Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk is bragging that 90% of the event attendees say they support Russia. Yeah, no shit. They want us to become like Russia. I never thought I'd see the Republican Party turn into this. They'd rather Putin be president than Biden. They want to have a transgender holocaust. They want to hurt and kill us all, folks. They've gone fucking nuts. And they're just telling you outright, for those of you who thought it was just about the children. No, here's Matt Walsh. Russia gets it right. It should not be legal for doctors to butcher or mutilate anybody. So, no more breast reduction surgery for just cis women who think their breasts are too big? No more breast enhancement? Where's it stop? Who decides what's butchering and what's not? Nose jobs? Can we get nose jobs? Huh? Daddy Matt Walsh, do we have your permission? From the party of small government, going to dictate every goddamn thing we can do? And here's what I said before, folks. 19 Republican attorney generals demand info on patients who obtain abortions or transgender care in other states. Fascism, full-blown, directly in our face. Here in my home state, Mississippi authorities need access to information about residents who obtain abortion or gender-affirming care in other states. Attorney General Lynn Finch told the Biden administration in June 16 letter. Attorney General from 18 other state attorney generals signed onto the letter. Finch's letter calls on U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra to drop a proposed rule change that will prevent states from obtaining private health information for a criminal, civil, or administrative investigation into or proceeding against any person in connection with seeking, obtaining, providing, or facilitating reproductive health care outside of the state where the investigation or proceeding is authorized. That's right. They're going to keep track of where you travel, folks. And so much for states' rights. If you go to another state where that's completely legal to do it, tough titty. If you live in this state, they're going to hunt you down, they're going to fine you, and they're going to punish you for having bodily autonomy. This is where we're at, folks. This is what you're voting for, conservatives. I know you don't care. I don't even know I'm bothered talking to conservatives. I know you're beneath fucking contempt. I know there's no reasoning with you. I know you're so far fucking gone that you don't care who you harm. You don't care how dystopian 1984 over the top this shit gets. You're too far in. I know it. But I still want to put this goddamn shit in your fucking face so you can't have any excuse. You know just what garbage you are. And here's how serious they are about it. Over in Louisiana, the governor overrode their anti-trans bill. But no, the GOP, this is one thing. They got all the electorates to join together. The one thing to get them all on board. Shitting on trans people. A Louisiana bill banning gender-affirming care for transgender youth will become a law after state legislators on Tuesday overturned Governor John Bel Edwards' veto. During a relatively rare veto session, the House voted 75-23 to override the governor's objection on House Bill 648, which bans hormone treatment, puberty-blocking drugs, and other gender-affirming care for anyone younger than 18. The Senate later voted 28-11 to override the veto, and it's due to take effect on January 1st. So, yep. Transphobia. Hey, this is what brings them all together. This is the real serious stuff that they're having special sessions to tackle. Just goddamn it. Over in Ohio, Republicans moved to ban drag shows in public. Totally cool. Once again, party of small government. How is this not a violation of your First Amendment free speech? You can dress however the fuck you want to. Who gives a shit? Drag performances in Ohio would be banned from public parks, parades, and other places children might be if a bill introduced by House Republicans becomes law. House Bill 245 would expand the definition of adult cabaret performers from strippers and topless dancers to include entertainers who exhibit a gender identity that is different from the performer or entertainer's gender assigned at birth. This is not an adult performance. They're lying, bending the rules to try to push their theocracy upon us. Out of all the things they could be focusing on, folks, of all the evils and horrors our country is undergoing right now, this is what Republicans are laser focused on. This is why we can't have nice things. Meanwhile, these same straighties, the straights, continuously sexualizing children. Men are the same of all ages. Yeah, look at this little baby looking at an ass. How is that not sexualizing children? They're all the same. They all want that booty, right? Imagine if this was a trans person that posted something like this, aimed at a drag queen or a trans person. They'd be like, drag queen story hours are grooming. Leave our children alone. They do this shit all goddamn day long. They never say anything because it's a different playbook when they do it. Hypocrisy. That's what it's all fucking about. And yeah, here's the current state of discord, folks. Pansexuals, LGBT, gays, lesbians, any of them. Stop indoctrinating our kids. Meanwhile, Vacation Bible School. Oh my God, we gotta send our kids to Vacation Bible School. There's a church on every goddamn street corner. Continuously proselytizing, brainwashing, grooming children into this fucking cult that is the most likely place they'll get raped. The most likely place they'll get molested and abused. It's fucking opposite world all the goddamn time with these people. It's so fucking weird. And warning, this was hard to watch, folks. Gonna end this week's Trash World with some police abuse. This is in Ohio. Caught on body cam releasing a canine on an unarmed black man with his hands in the air. They're legally allowed to torture you, folks. And they can use animals as their weapons. Animals that you can't really control. Once a dog clamps down your arm and he's trying to rip it off, it's very hard to pull them off, and they don't give a shit, folks. Warning, this is hard to watch.
That's a dog! Come to me! You don't one bit!
He's got his hands up. He's obeying commands.
Come to me, man!
Do not let them, don't release the dog.
Don't
Do
release
not
the
release
dog.
the dog with his hands up.
Do not release the dog with his hands up.
Do not release the dog with his hands up.
Don't do it.
Do
Don't
not
release the dog with his hands up.
with his hands up.
Yep. They do it anyway, so he runs to the dog.
Do not.
He's on his knees.
Do not. Get
Yep.
the dog off of him. Get the dog off of him.
Get the dog! Out the dog! Watch the cat! Let the cat! Get the cat!
Get the dog off. I got squad.
Yeah. Get the first aid.
It's like a horror movie. It's like torture porn. They can legally fucking torture you, folks. Hey, but don't worry. He got to get a nice settlement or lawsuit that the taxpayers are going to pay for. So, working as intended, they do whatever the fuck they want to, the God man. They torture us. They beat us. They kill us. And we fund the bill. We pay for it fucking all. Defund this shit. Burn it to the goddamn ground. And that's my trash world. Yeah, he gonna get paid. He gotta get millions, but... And I feel sorry for the dog, too. The dog don't know any better. The dog's trained to do that. Be an instrument of fucking torture. Very hard to watch. God damn it, this fucking society. What happened to this country? I mean, I know it's always been like this, but it's pretty fucking depressing. Dumb fucking pigs, agreed. Yeah, payday, but hard to watch. Ohio sure turned to garbage in the Trump era. Yep. You're going to put him as a dictator. He's going to come after all of us, folks. We might be on the verge of seeing another Nazi Germany in this country. I wouldn't be surprised. Who's to say it's not going to fucking happen? I hope not, though. I hope that we are better than this. I hope we are. Please get the word out. Please do whatever you fucking do to fight this. Don't just sit on your goddamn ass. Don't fucking just sit there. You have a voice, every single one of you, even if you think you don't, you have a voice, you have a platform. There are social media platforms you can spread the message. Please do whatever you fucking can. And all right, move right along, folks. Time for... And first off, on this week's Woke Panic, you guys remember Jason Aldean? A few months back, I covered the story. He's this country music singer, and he got dropped by his agent, by his publicist, because his wife, Brittany, went public and talked some transphobic bullshit. Remember these pieces of trash? She's like, I'd really like to thank my parents for not changing my gender when I went through my tomboy phase. I love this girly life. Advocating for the genital mutilation of children under the guise of love and calling it gender-affirming care is one of the worst evils. I will always support my children and do what I can to protect their innocence. Aldean wrote on her Instagram story. So yeah, they drop these motherfuckers like a bad habit. These far-right Trump supporters. So of course he got to double down, triple down, try to make that bank off woke panic. Cottage industry of these maggots who would do whatever they can to get into the grift. So he released this song called Try That in a Small Town, which a lot of people think is racist. It is racist, but they did it in a plausible, deniable way, like they always do. Like, I wasn't being racist. I really meant this, this, and this. But we realize it's very obvious he's being racist. But even if you don't believe he was being racist, they were definitely in the song advocating violence for people just expressing their First Amendment rights, like burning the flag, regardless if you like it or not. The Supreme Court has ruled burning a flag that you own is a First Amendment free speech. So in this song, they're specifically threatening people. They're romanticizing the thought of violence towards anybody who would advocate for their First Amendment right to burn a flag, amongst other things. So here's the song. All right, I'm going to play of it. But it's basically him standing in front of this Capitol building where a black man was lynched back in the past. Yeah, strange sight to have that at. As they project videos of Black Lives Matter protests, stuff like that. And he sings about how in a small town, this kind of shit wouldn't happen. Let me read the lyrics to you. Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, which is clearly a reference to the knockout game that was popular among a very small number of like black people, a few criminal black folks, mostly black folks. A couple of white folks did it. It was mostly black folks. Black teenagers did it a couple years back. So he's bringing up this imagery of black people running around punching people in the face in order to, you know, spread racism is what he's doing here. Carjack an old lady at a red light. Another obvious illustration of black culture in his mind. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. Clearly meant to be aimed at black folks too. You think it's cool? I don't think it's cool, no. Well, act like a fool if you like. Okay, I will. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face. I mean, I'm not going to cuss out any cop, and I'm not going to spit in his face because that's rude, but fuck cops. Stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're cool? I mean, I wouldn't do that either, but only like there's nobody around here I could burn a flag in front of that I really have an audience for. I mean, I guess I could go to Walmart, stand in front of the Walmart entrance and burn a flag and be like, oh, look at you, conservatives. Are you triggered on burning this flag? And stomp on it. But I'm pretty sure the Walmart people would arrest me or some shit. They call the cops. That'd be a hassle. I'm not going to do that either. So no, I'm not going to do this. But he's like, burn that flag. You think you're tough? Well, try that in a small town. Mm-hmm. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't try that in a small town. Yeah. If you celebrate your First Amendment right to burn a flag that you own, like the Supreme Court says you have the right to do, we're going to hurt you because we don't actually give a fuck about free speech in any way. We love that piece of cloth with ink on it more than we love the First Amendment, more than we love the Constitution. Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're going to round up. Who? Who said that? No one is rounding up your guns. You're just trying to spread fear and make money. Clearly. They say one day they're going to round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck. Nobody is rounding up guns in the city either. Try that in a small town full of good old boys raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town. So here's the thing. He went public and said, when you grow up in a small town, it's that unspoken rule of we all have each other's backs and we look out for each other. But he wasn't raised in a small town. He was raised in Macon, Georgia, which is big, and he currently lives in Nashville, which is fucking bigger. You know who was raised in a small town, motherfucker? Me. I was raised in a small town. I'm from North Carrollton, Mississippi, population of 30 when I was growing up. Yeah, 30 motherfuckers live there. And I'm cool with it. You want to come to a small town and exercise your First Amendment free speech rights? You do that. I support you. Even if I disagree with it, I support you. Because regardless of what this fake motherfucker says, not all of us in small towns are dipshit rednecks who hate your freedoms. We're not violent thugs who are so insecure, who are so soft that we can't stand to see somebody have a difference of opinion. We can't stand to see somebody do something that we don't agree with without threatening violence upon them. So get fucked, Jason Aldean. So then the country music channel removed his video because they're like, we don't want to be associated with this. It's obvious this is racist, violent rhetoric nonsense. It's obvious you're fake, trying to cash in all those maggot bucks, you shameless grifters. As Jim Stewart says, give me a break. Your video is chock full of white supremacist dog whistles, imagery of black people, and caricatures of woke leftists causing violence while you prance around with angry white men in front of a building infamous for a lynching. Your entire video promotes the Jim Crow sundown towns where good old boys made sure no black people came in and murdered them if they tried it. Small town is just a euphemism for inadequate white men willing to cuck themselves for an orange Kremlin asset and to indoctrinate their kids into bigotry. Where was the tough guy you portrayed when people were being murdered in Las Vegas? And you ran off stage like a child nowhere. Just a goddamn dipshit. And hero Cheryl Crow actually stepped up, spoke out against him. Cheryl says, Jason Aldean, I'm from a small town. Me too, sister. Even people in small towns are sick of violence. There's nothing small town or American about promoting violence. You should know that better than anyone, having survived a mass shooting. This is not American or small town like. It's just lame. It is lame. That's the point, though. He's just trying to pander to Trump supporters, to right-wingers, and he will. He'll make a bank off this, folks, because this is how the game is played. The faker you are, the more money you make. And, yeah, he defended it. He's like, I can't believe you guys are calling me out of my obvious bullshit. But yes, you're transparent. You fake fuck. And meanwhile, down in Florida, like I told you guys last show, all the insurance companies are bailing out because global warming is a real thing. And they can't make big enough profits anymore insuring the real estate in Florida. Too many hurricanes, too much sea level rise. So they're pulling out. So, of course, the broke brains in the Republican Party have to find some way to spin this to where it's not their fault. They have to find some way where, hey, how can we blame this on wokeism? How can we blame $1 trillion insurance companies pulling out of our state because they can't make enough money because of capitalism? How can we somehow blame this on the woke? So what they do is they go online. They research these companies. They try to find anything in the history of the company they've ever said that might be even slightly progressive. And then they blame everything on that and call it woke. Florida CFO vows to investigate woke home insurer for leaving the state. Compares them to Bud Light. Florida CFO Jimmy Patronis has pledged to hold Bud Light of Insurance, Farmers Insurance, accountable following the insurance company's announcement that it will exit own branded personal lines business in Florida. I've always said that when big decisions are made on insurance, the policyholder is rarely in the room. And unfortunately, Farmers Insurance proved me right, Patron said. I have asked my team to put their heads together in holding Farmers Insurance accountable to Florida policyholders. Petronas accused Farmers Insurance of being bad at helping people and good at virtue signaling, leveling one example of insurer having become the first U.S.-based insurer to sign up to the United Nations Principles for Sustainable Insurance. So, oh no, they signed up for this United Nations policy. I found something I could point out and blame wokeness on and declare this whole thing is because of wokeness. So we don't actually have to do anything. We don't have to take climate change seriously. We can just blame it on the boogeyman of wokeness and wipe our hands of it. Nothing to see here, Florida. But you guys get what you deserve. I hope you can never get insurance. I hope you all go bankrupt. Fuck you. Fall into the sea. Taint of the United States, Florida. And then did you guys see they have a new anti-woke app? Where if you're a whiny piss baby and you're walking through Walmart before you buy your product, you can look it up to see how woke the company is. Now, Twitter is claiming this is not an exclusively right-wing app. They're claiming that regardless of what your political affiliation is, you can put it into the app and it'll tell you what the political affiliation of the brand you're about to buy is. But this is just the Twitter comments trying to shill for this. Yes, that's true, but this app is almost entirely marketed at conservatives. In fact, I'm about to show you, right after I play this video for you, their number one spokesman is Tucker Carlson. They just signed $1 million advertisement deal to. So yes, this is for the broke brains who are completely obsessed with wokeness, who have been infected by the anti-woke mind virus, to boycott everything they don't like.
Next on my list are tampons. Let's see what rating Tampax has. So they have a very low rating. but it shows that Playtex has a much better rating. Playtex does make an organic cotton tampon, which is a lot better. See how simple value-based shopping is?
Yeah, my values are shit. But I mean, this was always an option. You can always do this. I mean, this is sort of an effective way to spread your political beliefs from the same people that say they hate politics being in everything, but they put politics in everything. And like I said, yeah, Tucker Carlson inks 7-figure ad deal with anti-diversity app. Former Fox News host Tucker Carlson's new Twitter show has landed one of the first advertisers. Carlson agreed to a 7-figure advertising deal with Public Square, a shopping app that promotes itself as being the starting point for conservatives to battle environmental, social, and governance policies. So now there's an out for the broke brains. And speaking of the broke brains, folks, not a serious party, Ted Cruz. Apparently about to go on Fox News, and here's how they're advertising it. And of all the problems we're having in this country, folks, this is what the #1 cable news network in America and our conservative politicians elected to the highest body in the land are focused upon.
Ted Cruz on Jesse Waters Primetime, speaking out against the movie of the summer. What woke messaging is Barbie hiding? Find out tomorrow on Jesse Waters Primetime.
Oh no, what woke messaging is Barbie hiding? Oh my God, it's so important, y'all. They're literally just conning idiots. They're distracting you with complete fucking nonsense. Case in point, Nazi Barbie.
The problem with modern day feminists and feminism is they don't really have a message, right? They don't know what women are. They don't stand up for women in women's spaces. But when it comes to a movie like this that you would think maybe would have some feminist undertones here.
Folks, she has not seen this movie. They're literally fucking amazingly outraged. They know everything about a movie they have never seen. It does not fucking matter though. Outrage, fear-mongering, this is what they do. This is all they are.
I think maybe would have some feminist undertones here. They think that they are preaching empowerment by making men look weak and dumb or sexist or bigoted. And I don't know that that's the message that feminists really should be sending, especially to young girls. You don't have to make men look bad to make women look better. You can make both parties look good, and that's true empowerment here. So I will say that I'm sure that there are some undertones of that in this film. However, I think that some of the criticisms might be taken a little too far. At the end of the day, it's a movie for entertainment about a doll.
Yeah, but you're the one taking it too far. What the fuck? You can't yourself be the one taking it too far and then be like, but some people are taking it too far. Yeah! You bitch! The fuck? But this is what they use to distract people with. When I was a kid, it was Dungeons and Dragons. It was Satanic Panic, folks. And now it's transgender people in Barbie movies. The rich always got ways to con idiots into voting against their own best interest. And I covered this in the last show, folks. Leaked pics from Snow White, and I said, sort of right and sort of wrong, that these pictures were fake. Because one of the executives for the movie came out and said these pictures were fake. The ones going around social media. So apparently, this is pictures that came from the movie, but they're fake because the ones the conservatives were spreading showed a stand-in for the main actress. It wasn't the real actress, it was some stand-in. And then some of the dwarves were also stand-ins and not the real actors. But apparently this is really how they have them dress. It looks terrible. It looks like something from Jesus Christ Superstar from the 70s. So it is kind of bad and cringe. I do kind of agree with conservatives about that. But at the same time, I don't give a fuck what race Disney princesses are. It's capitalism, folks. They buy these stories. They can rewrite them however they want to. They can pander to whatever market they want to. There are way more non-white people on this planet than white people. So if capitalism wants to try to advertise to some other demographic with their stories, who gives a shit? That's the way fucking capitalism works. But always conservatives actually fucking hate capitalism, and they got to have something to bitch about. They got to have something to whine about. They got to have something to moan about. Case in point, Benny Shapiro. He's all upset because Snow White is not super white, y'all.
So they've now decided that apparently every redhead in the Disney universe will be recast as a racially diverse person. And this is how, for example, The Little Mermaid ended up as a person of color.
Cool.
It's something that somebody noticed. It's basically, if you're a redhead in Disney universe, then they'll recast you. But now they're recasting everyone.
All right.
So they've cast Snow White.
Uh-huh.
Snow White is now going to be played by Rachel Zegler.
Okay.
Okay, now, Rachel Zegler, you may know, again, her name is Snow White. Now, you might consider that racist, but that's also the name of the actual fairy tale. Okay. And in the actual fairy tale, it says skin, I mean, this is from the original 1936 Snow White. Skin as white as snow, right? That is literally in her name. That's why she has her name.
But in the original fairy tales, and most of them, they're like horrible. If you actually read them, like Little Mermaid, where at the end of the Little Mermaid, she jumps off and commits suicide and shit. All those old fairy tales were basically horror movies. They've changed every fucking one of them. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit if the original story, she was Snow White because her skin was Snow White? They could just change it and say, hey, she's Snow White because she's very pure morally. She has the integrity of Snow White. Her purity is white as snow. Who gives a shit? You can rewrite anything you want to.
Hey, so I guess just to like screw with people, they're casting Rachel Zegler is a very talented person. I'm just it's weird casting, you might say.
It's
right?
not.
Like, I don't understand. There's certain parts that are racially specific. I mean, very clearly so. Right? They're not going to cast Tiana from the Frog Prince, the princess, whatever it is. They're not going to recast Tiana as a white lady. They're not going to, even though you certainly could, but they're not going to. And we all know why, of course. Well, Snow White is like maybe the only racially specific white princess because it's in the name. And it's not like greatly evil if a person is cast as what the part is. It's very strange to me.
Also, the girl they're talking about looks white as fuck to me. I don't know. I guess she's Colombian, but I guess I've seen pictures of her. I guess, is that her? I guess, anyway. I don't give a fuck. You guys need some near-death experiences to get your priorities straight. And Matt Walsh, also really mad, folks. This is racism. It's racism to target your movie towards a more diverse consumer. It's racism to notice the vast majority of people on the earth are not white, and so by putting non-white characters in your movie, you can sell tickets to a larger range of people. Capitalism is now racism, according to these weird motherfuckers.
It's not as though Disney went searching for the new Snow White and they discovered that Rachel Zegler was so compelling, such a talented and powerful actress that they felt they had no choice but to cast her in the role. Like they had to make an exception because she's just so good. That's not what happened. No, they specifically set out to strip this character of her whiteness to make the character not white.
Definitely.
This is appropriation. It is anti-white racism. Yes, it is racist to make Snow White not white because they are treating the whiteness of the character as a flaw that needs to be fixed.
They're literally just pandering to a wider demographic to make money. They're literally just capitalizing.
The lead actress in the film has even said as much, that they're fixing it. And from there, they destroy everything else that makes the story what it is. Everything else that made it resonate through the decades across the world for 200 years.
No, I didn't. I got nothing to do with her being white. That is not an integral part of what makes the story good.
Modern leftists, consumed by their own narcissism, come along and declare that they will improve what human beings have loved for generations.
Yeah, modern leftists like the Disney Corporation. There is no left-wing $1 trillion goddamn corporation. They're just trying to fucking make money. Good God, are we the snowflakes? Literally obsessed about the dumbest shit all the fucking time. And here's Shoe on Head being an idiot. Shoe on Head's like, just saw Sound of Freedom. And this was my little reaction when I walked out. Posted a meme. That's it? That's the QAnon Nazi movie? That was just a movie about human trafficking. So what she's doing here, she's playing stupid on purpose in order to, I guess, have some kind of own against the left or something. As I pointed out to you in my last show, the movie was actually made 8 years ago. So yes, the movie doesn't have anything to do with QAnon. It's just another one of these like Liam Neeson taken revenge movies. But the reason people are associated, connected with QAnon, because the star of the movie is going out and connecting it himself talking about how there's a connection in this movie and people drinking the blood of fucking children. And because actual right-wingers, QAnon people, are buying up tickets en masse because they actually think they're somehow helping child sex trafficking by doing so, which is where the criticism comes in. So, of course, Shu gonna play fucking dumb, like she don't know why, in order to get this lame-ass on. It's just so stupid. God damn it. Once again, right about fucking everything. Dusty Smith. And then they still paranoid about the Sound of Freedom. It's still a big conspiracy theory, folks. I mean, if the movie theaters didn't want to show the movie, they could just, like, not show the movie. But no, it's a conspiracy theory, y'all.
Yo, what up, guys? Conspiracy happening right now for Sound of Freedom. Check this out. I tried to order a ticket, and there's only one seat left. Watch.
Watch.
All these seats are taken.
Yes.
The only seat left open is this one right here. See this?
Yes.
Seat unavailable.
Yes. That's because you guys started a pay it forward program for this specific movie, and idiots such as yourself have bought up thousands and thousands of tickets. They bought up all the tickets to try to give away for people for free because they believe, stupidly and wrongly, that by buying up all these tickets and giving them to people for free, they are somehow combating child sex trafficking. This is how fucking stupid your minds are. This is how broke your brains are. It's not a conspiracy that you're fucking dumb as shit, that the people you associate with are ignorant, that you're easily conned. That's more of the company you keep type situation. Goddamn dipshit. And that is my woke panic. And folks, who loves overtime? Raise your hand. I need to make I already did it. Overtime. Throw up the overtime emoji. You know you want to. Everybody loves overtime. So we got 2 more sections. We still got plenty of show to go, folks. So reward me for overtime. You know you want to. Going to read all the super chats at the end of the show after the next 2 sections. So hook me up with some overtime. I do really want to see Oppenheimer. Yeah, I've seen so many people say Oppenheimer's like the best movie ever made, which I'm guessing means it's going to be boring as fuck, but I'm still going to watch the shit out of it. We're going to see. AstroTurf, yes. Sound of Freedom is 100% AstroTurf. Rich conservatives and religious groups have bought all the tickets, yes. Even like, I'm sure it's a lot of old boomers, old people, the greatest generation, using their Social Security money, $1,000 a month to buy up tickets because they're helping kids somehow. Just, their brains don't work anymore. They've been completely taken over and eroded by this anti-woke mind virus. And, all right, move right along, folks. Time for some Beyond Parody. Beyond Parody. And starting off right on Beyond Parody. You literally cannot parody these people. So you guys know what borax is? It's the industrial cleaner you use to clean up all kinds of really hard to get out stains and shit. Or if you're a conservative, you just drink that shit. Yeah, it's the big new thing in conservative communities. Drinking borax. Not making this up, folks. Let's have a look.
This is day 1 of me ingesting borax.
I hopped on the borax train.
I jumped on the borax train.
I have officially jumped on the borax train. Borax?
Borax.
Borax. Borax.
Borax. This is...
Seems bad, but you do you. I'm just saying you guys need to drink more. More borax. Hey, if you're feeling bad, if you drink borax and you're feeling a little bit ill, the problem is you didn't drink enough of it, okay? Just saying. More borax. And then, on Beyond Parody. This is your brain on cue, folks. Not the best, not the sharpest, but he has an epic beard.
Right now, we are doing the healthiest thing that a human being can possibly do. We are outside in the sun, no sunscreen, no sunglasses.
That's not the best thing you could do. That is sunscreen, skin cancer waiting to happen.
The full spectrum of UV light.
That's terrible.
While grounding in a natural body
That's
of water.
not a thing.
This is freedom. This is independence.
This is skin
what
cancer.
The pharmaceutical industry does not want you to know. This is
literally the pharmaceutical companies would love for you to get skin cancer, dude.
how you heal. Not all their pills that you pay money for. This, connecting with nature.
Definitely.
This is how we heal and thrive.
I mean, literally, you just heal by doing nothing. We are self-repairing robots. Your body will heal itself. Just relax. But anyway, awesome beard. I'll give you that one, you fucking moonbat. And that'll be on Parody, folks. Jimmy Dore back, folks. Super lefty left, the leftist among us. Jimmy Dore gonna tell us all about how his good friend Tucker Carlson is dismantling all the people that are challenging Trump for the presidency, but Tucker Carlson's doing it from the left. You know, super left-wing Tucker Carlson. We all know how left-wing Tucker Carlson is, about as left-wing as Jimmy Dore is. So here he is, dismantling right-wing politicians from the left. This is real life.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on a very short notice. I saw this conference. I was going through it late at night, and I saw more this morning. And my first question is, why did they agree to do this?
They're not. It's amazing. Tucker Carlson dismantled them, and he just done it from the left. Yeah. And that's again, this the reason why he got fired from Fox News wasn't because he was lying or because he was demonizing immigrants. It was because he told the truth about the Ukraine war and Big Pharma.
That's right. That's why he got fired. It wasn't because they lost $750 million in the Dominion lawsuit because Tucker Carlson lied all over the place. Not because Ray Epps is going to sue him for more millions. Nope. Because he's a true teller from the left over there on Fox News. Super real, super cool. Definitely not a parody at all. What the fuck have you become? Jimmy Doorknob. And speaking of beyond parody, folks, me da think Don Jr. protests too much.
I get it. My guys, who I stayed in touch with, many of them just dear friends, they're like, hey, dude, there's no way you would have gotten away with that. I go, I know. Luckily, I don't snort cocaine. Like, it's not my thing.
Yeah, I don't snort cocaine. Yeah, very convincing. I am super convinced. No cocaine for Coke Jr. 100. And hypocrisy all the time. That's all they got. Here's Ron DeSantis talking out of both goddamn sides of his mouth.
And I think that we want to be in a situation where, you know, you don't have one side just constantly trying to put the other side in jail.
That's right. Trying to put your political enemies in jail. Pure evil. We would never do that on the right.
And that, unfortunately, is what we're seeing now.
We're so
and
better.
I remember these rallies in 2016. It was exciting. Drain the swamp. I also remember lock her up, right? And then 2 weeks after the election, don't forget about it. Forget I ever said that. No.
Yeah, it was exhilarating. It was awesome how we were chanting to put our political enemies in jail. It's different when we do it, though, folks. Totally different. And then, folks, I'm only going to play a minute. I promise. 1 minute. But if you have not seen this, cringe warning for those susceptible to cringe-induced injuries. Be careful. Don't crack ribs. So, Foie Gras Below has a new song out dedicated to Marjorie Taylor Greene, the most popular conservative congressperson in the world. This is what they're focusing their time on, folks. They are not a serious party. Here's the MTG rap song.
Sexualizing having transgender surgeries. Sexualizing children is what pedophiles do to children.
MTG, Mega's MVP.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. MTG, Mega's MVP. MTG, Mega's MVP. This motherfucker sucks. Somebody kill me. Yep. Look at her. She looks so cool. Notice the shoes are staying on for sure. You sit up there all smug. Yeah, I'm a queen, y'all. Just fuck a bag. And I will However, play for you the parody, since we're doing Beyond Parody. What they're doing is the same thing that conservatives do with books. They buy up tons of books and they give away free to other conservatives so that they dominate the top of the bestseller lists. This is what they did with the Sound of Freedom movie. AstroTurfing. To make it look they're way more popular than they are. So here he is. He got caught buying up, paying for the song to go #1 on iTunes. And here's the guy that wrote a parody calling him out for it.
Everybody back up. I'm back with another song. It's a whack one. I'm about to show you how I get to spend my dad's fun. I got a chick in the video. She bad, huh? What the fuck, man? You're supposed to agree. Spend my daddy's money just to get MTG. 20 fucking bucks just to get her in the cameo. She even let me see the fucking pussy like a camel toe. All my music sucks, now I'm taking heavy L's. She looks like the fucking carrot off of Veggie Tales. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Hope you fall for the grip so we make more bread. MTG might transfer gonorrhea. MTG might transfer gonorrhea. MTG might transfer gonorrhea. Pay for the views, only reason that you see us.
Much better than the original. So embarrassing, god damn it. This is how fascism is going to spread, folks. This is how they're doing it. It's a clown show all the goddamn time. And speaking of which, apparently right before I went on the air, Marjorie Taylor Greene is going live on the House floor, and she got big blown up pictures of Hunter Biden porn. This is real, folks. I ain't making this shit up. Hunter recorded multiple sex tape with a prostitute he had paid for out of his law firm's bank account. How is this real life right now? And god damn it, why are you guys trying to make Hunter Biden look so cool? I can't fucking stand Hunter Biden. Seems like a bad guy to me. Do not like. But god damn it, you're selling him so hard. I want to party with Hunter Biden now. Good job, MTG. And then hilariously, oh yeah, Hunter Biden got a wicked big dick. That's all I'm getting from this. That's all I'm getting. You're basically advertising his giant hog. Why are you helping Hunter Biden? But then AOC, queen she is, took the time, as Marjorie Taylor Greene is literally posting porn to potentially millions of children viewers. You know, they're all watching C-SPAN, all the kids these days. That's all the cool rage among the children. But she took a second, AOC, to hit Matt Gaetz for his sex trafficking of a 17-year-old that hardly anybody's talking about anymore. I love it.
If the gentlelady from Georgia wanted to follow evidence, we should also take a look at hypothetically a case where sex trafficking charges against a 17-year-old girl potentially.
The gentlelady's time's expired.
If the
potentially, yeah, way to throw that out there. Whatever happened to that? Okay, groomers and what else? My Beyond Parody. AOC for the win as always. Like no one on the right has ever looked at porn. Speaking of which, Jeff was just messaging me earlier, and he was like legitimately upset because he's been trying to go to Pornhub and RedTube, and it's blocked in Mississippi. You have to send in the driver's license to watch porn. He's like, how can they do this? How can they legally take porn away from people? Explain it to me. I don't understand. Isn't this America? I thought we had the right to watch porn if we want to in America. I can't believe this. Like, he was like shook. And I was like, I know, man, but this is Christianity. They write the laws. They don't give a fuck about our freedoms. They don't give a fuck about the First Amendment. They want to make this a theocracy. This is what I've been fighting back against ever since I started my channel 15 years ago. This is what the Cult of Dusty was started for. So tomorrow I'm going to go in there. I'm going to teach you how to use a VPN. Don't worry, Jeff. I got your back. You shall live to masturbate another day, my friend. And all right, let's see what you guys got to say in the chat. Freedom! I know, right? Can take my porn with your pride out of my cold, crusty hand. Hey, Jeff. What's up, Jeff? I assume he's watching there. Jeff's pretty cool. Yep, Jeff a good guy. CMT banned Jason Aldean. They did. I covered that earlier. We already did that. VPNs all the way. Yep. Apparently I'm paying too much for my VPN. I heard you can get it for like $3 a month. I'm paying like $10 a month. I'm paying way too much, y'all. I get ripped off, as always. Dusty stupid. Mississippi's not America. I know, right? But it's in America, sort of. It used to be once upon a time. And, all right, moving along, folks. Last chance to get your super chats in. Let's finish it off with some heroes. What? Nope, wrong. I hit the wrong button. Here we go.
We could be heroes just for one day.
And as usual, today is the day, motherfuckers. And first off, this cartoon makes a profound point that not many are talking about when it comes to book bans. Let's have a look. It says, while searching the shelves, she picked up the book It's Perfectly Normal by Robbie H. Harris and Michael Emberley. All right, I'm going to pause this so it does not copyright me. The book is about sex education and is one of the most banned books of the past 2 decades. The little girl took it home. Later that day, the little girl showed her mom the chapter on sexual abuse and said, "This is me." Her father was abusing her, and it was the first time she'd spoken about it. The father was convicted, and the judge said there were heroes in this case. One was the child, and the other was the book. In an interview, the author, Robbie H. Harris, said, "I have been called a pornographer, a child abuser, every name in the book, as the saying goes, but whenever I am called one of those names, I think of that 10-year-old girl. I wish we never had to talk with kids about any of these aberrant behaviors. But we have to do so because they already know about them to some extent, and because kids have a right to have the accurate information that can keep them healthy and safe. They need to know how to get help to make any abusive behavior stop." And 100%, folks, when right-wing groups petition and protest to get sex education books off the shelf of schools and public libraries, it stops the most vulnerable people from accessing the tools and language that can help them. It helps to shield and hide abusers. It communicates to children suffering from abuse that they are shameful and that it's not safe or polite to speak out about it. Sex ed books don't groom kids and teens, they protect them. That's right. Sex education doesn't sexualize kids. It helps protect them from the people that are trying to sexualize them. We shouldn't keep information from them. We shouldn't keep them in the dark. We shouldn't keep them in fucking ignorance. We should explain what's happening so they have the tools to protect themselves from those who would sexualize them. So thank you for the heroes fighting the good fight. And then this is a super cool one, folks. Super cute. Dad of the year type shit here. This is what being a good dad's all about. Dad helping his kid live out his fantasy of being Spider-Man. Got him.
That's sarcastic.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, who's rare as Spider-Can. Woo, over here. Oops. Serious about it too. Lime it. What a good dad, making those memories, building those bonds.
This is so cool.
That's what it's all about. Time to web sling. Boom, nailed it. That kid's serious as fuck. He like a little spider monkey. Definitely extremely cute. And then, gotta finish the show off on a high note. I loved this one, folks. This is how it's fucking done. White House spokesperson nailed the fuck out of this shit. Let's let the clip speak for itself.
Why is the new DoD policy on abortion critical to military readiness?
I'm really glad you asked that question. No, I mean, I really am. 1 in 5 members of the U.S. military are women. 20%. We're an all-volunteer force. Nobody's forcing you to sign up and go. People volunteer to go. You raise your right hand and you say, I'm gonna do this for a few years or even for my life. And it might cost me my life to do it. And when you sign up and you make that contract, you have every right to expect that the organization, in this case the military, is going to take care of you, and they're going to take care of your families. And they're going to make sure that you can serve with dignity and respect, no matter who you are, or who you love, or how you worship or don't. And our policies, whether they're diversity, inclusion, and equity, or whether they're about transgender individuals who qualify physically and mentally to serve, to be able to do it with dignity, or whether it's about female service members, 1 in 5, or female family members being able to count on the kinds of health care and reproductive care specifically that they need to serve. That is a foundational, sacred obligation of military leaders across the river. I've seen it myself, and it matters because it says we're invested in you because you are being willing to invest in us. You're investing your life, your family's livelihood with us. We owe you that back in return. I had a chance a couple of weeks ago to meet with some military spouses here at the White House. Some were active duty members, some were spouses, all were women. And 201, they told me, that abortion laws in this country that are now being passed are absolutely having an effect on their willingness to continue serving in uniform or to encourage or discourage, in this case, their spouses from continuing service. So if you don't think there's going to be a retention and a morale issue, think again, because it's already having that effect.
Yep. Despite what conservatives say, the woke military is not making the military less prepared. If they weren't doing this, they would have far, far fewer soldiers. They already have a shortage. They're trying to attract young people in any way they can, and this is what they have to do to stay competitive. If they do what the conservatives want to do, we'll be way less prepared, way less people in the military. So, as always, conservatives on the 100% wrong side of the issue. Always the fucking way, y'all. And that's my material, folks. Don't bail out. Join me for the after party. I got another 20 minutes we're going to do right now in the after party. If you haven't seen Mark Cuban's amazing drag of Elon Musk, that's coming up in the Elon section in the after party, and we're going to do the slow news week. Lots of good stuff. Another 20 minutes of content coming your way, you amazing heroes who are my patrons and my dust buddies. So be sure to tune into that. Bob Hawk, $7.99. You take away my right to watch 3 she-males exploding on a little person, and I'm done. Don't mess with me, Marjorie. Already done in Mississippi, though. They took away our porn, y'all. Fuck. Welcome to Dust Buddies, Beaky Parker. Better see you at the after party. Hey, D, is your January 6th live stream on YouTube? Hell yeah, it's on YouTube. I can't tell you where it is, but it's there, I promise. And welcome to Dust Buddies, Tom Jones. Overtime Bucks, thank you. Dave Kyle, I appreciate the overtime Bucks. You're super cool. Giannuzzi, get the 10 subs, what up? That's why I want to see everybody that got one better give Giannuzzi some love. Socialism, better see all you cool motherfuckers at the after party coming up next. Thank you, Giannuzzi. And welcome, Pearl Haggard, better see you there too. Jason Ashby, always a hero of the show, gifted all you motherfuckers. Super generous Jason Ashby, thank you. Ex-Demonox, now finally a Dust Buddy and patron. Yeah, hell yeah, hero. No longer dirty, sexy, poor, even though you're probably still very dirty and very sexy. And Jason Ashby doing what he does. You get a free Cult of Dusty membership, and you get one, and you get one. Towards the Model 5. Appreciate it, Sisyphean Task. Think I got them all. Yep. I did it. Hell yeah. All right, folks. I'll be back Friday. It's only 2 days away. Gonna have another episode of the World's Greatest Show. Do your part. Help spread the World's Greatest Show. YouTube, Facebook, Patreon, Twitter, everything. Do it. Spread the word. And become a patron. That would also be nice. If you're watching on replay, super thanks is another way you can super chat. You do the little super thanks. There's a dollar sign over there. You can super thank me, and I will go leave you a comment personally thanking you for the super thanks. So another good way to support the show. Lots of ways. Super cool. And all right, folks. About to do a 20-minute show on the Patreon. So switch over now if you haven't. Lots of good stuff. But for now, let's listen to some Wobble Wobble, an original song by Dusty Smith to play us out. Good night, you bad motherfuckers. I love you. What? Chicken butt. Hit the like button, fuckos. Thank you, mods. You rock. All of you. Love the mods. Everybody give love to the mods. Switch over now.